Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Coach Mike Stewart pregame show presented by the U.S. Army, America's team. Go visit them at GoArmy.com. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in to your coverage of Moorpark College football. And yes, it is that time of the year. High school football season started last week.
Yeah.
College football season for junior college started this week, and this is going to be the first home game, first regular season match for the Moorpark College Raiders. They're going to be playing host of Los Angeles Pierce Brahmas, and this is going to be a great game. It's actually going to be sponsored by Moorpark Center for Dentistry. We care about our community as much as you do. My name is Ryan Ketchum, play-by-play commentator alongside Wyatt James, who's going to be my color commentator analyst for you tonight. So we have a lot of new players for the Moorpark Raiders. Lost Cato Brown, star quarterback. College Cato was his nickname last year. Just a little anecdote, but Isaiah Johnson, number 23, he was the star running back for Moorpark Raiders last season, and he is actually a Division I player as well, same as Cato Brown. He's going to be playing against Auburn this year, but it's going to be a great challenge for the Moorpark Raiders to be able to get back to that same level. Of course, Cato and Isaiah were featured for 2 years. So what are you looking forward to seeing out of this Raider offense?
Yeah, this offense looks, they're really excited this year. That's hopefully going to be a really strong offense. Their quarterback, number 22, Tanner Darling, coming in at 6'1". You know, this guy came out of Simi Valley High School, and he is a dual threat quarterback, so he has a lot of rushing yards. I'm really excited to see what he brings to the table this year. His strong running back will be Raymond Thomas, and hopefully the duo will be will be good. What do you think about that, Ryan?
I mean, Ray Thomas last season, Anthony McLean and Ray Thomas, they were both star running backs for Moorpark. Isaiah Johnson, of course, we've mentioned him. He is actually over at Eastern Illinois State University, and he had over 100 all-purpose yards in their first game of the season. He started for a Division I college football team, so he was a great player. Actually got the game-winning touchdown in their first game of the season. So he actually taught these guys. He taught Ray Thomas, Mark Martin, number 5. He taught Anthony McLean, number 28, who were all running backs last season. Did not have a major role, but were still very good, very solid running back.
And with Mark Martin, it's interesting. This guy is a big guy. If we're looking at it, if he's coming at you, it's going to be pretty scary. It
is going to be pretty scary if you have a 6'1", 230-pound running back running at you. That is a fullback size. That's almost like Dontari Poe from Kansas City Chiefs running at you. That is definitely something that they could pull out of their magic hat of tricks, I guess you could say, out of Mike Stewart. But this should be a great season for Moorpark College offense. They just have to get on a roll. Ray Thomas, with being in the system last year, he already has a step up. He already has an advantage. He already knows what Mike Stewart wants to do this season. So with his elusiveness, he's not a big guy. He's only about 180 pounds. He's 5'9", but he has that elusiveness. He was actually on the kick return team last year, the punt return team last year. He was very good on special teams. He has that elusiveness. He has that quickness. He has all those juke moves that you need to be a good return man, and he just uses it as a running back position as well.
He does it well.
So talking about offense, now we got to switch to the defensive side. Of course, Jordan Flack, James Perryman. James Perryman, number 10, Jordan Flack, number 43. They're both moving on. Jordan Flack's actually at University of New Mexico. They were both great defensive ends for us here at Moorpark. Last season, you heard us talking about them the whole entire time. Jordan Flack, 10 sacks on the season. I mean, just incredible numbers. So reverting from those two-star defensive ends, how do you think that defensive line is going to do?
I would hope the defensive line would hold up. It looks like we have Frederick Wise as the center, and he's a big guy, coming out of Westlake. So it'll be exciting to see what he brings to the team. What do you see coming out of the defensive
Yes,
side?
that offensive line with Frederick Wise, offensive line is going to be great this year. Last year, we had so many injuries. If you were following our broadcast last year, it was just injury after injury. We couldn't stop getting injured. The offensive line, we had to actually move defensive linemen to the offensive line position. We only had 5 guys last year that were healthy, so there were no substitutions. These guys had to run the whole entire game.
Worked really hard.
Yes, exactly. We had to work really hard, but Frederick Wise, he is a third-year starter here at Moorpark College, so he'll be used. But that defensive line, Richard Watkins, number 90, he's coming back. We have a few other players coming back, but Mike Jones is someone that we need to talk about. He is the star defensive back. He is the number 1 cornerback on this team. He actually had 16 pass deflections last season alone, which is number 1 in California junior colleges. So he is an amazing talent. He's always going to be matched up against the number 1 wide receiver. What's so special about him, Wyatt?
Richard Watkins, strong defensive lineman. It'll be exciting to see how he's able to, how he's able to push the team this season, what he's going to be able to, sort of experiment through the season, if he can boost up those records, boost up his previous stats.
Yes, and Richard Watkins, he's about 325 pounds. He's a big boy. I mean, coming up right there, he's kind of positioned at the nose guard position, but he's switched around that defensive line. But Mike Jones, as I was saying, that star defensive back, what are you looking for him out in this game? Of course, he is a pretty good size defensive back. Defensive backs are pretty small, but he is pretty good size. He's always matched up against that star wide receiver. How do you think he's going to fare well this game?
I'm not too sure, Ryan. We'll see what happens.
Definitely, it is always the start of the season.
Yeah.
So
a lot of new blood to see. A lot of new players could have trained really hard this past spring, or they could have improved greatly. So yeah.
Yes, and it looks like they are going to be improving, because we've been watching them for about 30 minutes now for the pregame. They've been practicing, but it looks like it's going to be great. Tanner Darling going back to the offense, number 22 star quarterback out of Simi Valley High School. That dual threat, he is able to also throw on the run. Dual threat quarterbacks, they of course look for the run. They look not as much as the pass as a pocket passer. They look for the run a lot, but when you're on the run, that throw on the run, that has to be high up, and Tanner Darling can make special throws on the run.
That could be really essential for this team this season.
Definitely, with Vinny Corso, number 20, wide receiver out of Westlake High School. He is great. He is actually going to be starting at the slot receiver position at Westlake High School. He was used all the time. I even remember against Oaks Christian, it was a Fox Sports game. He actually had a one-handed catch in the backcourt of the end zone. His hands are amazing. He's almost like a Wes Welker or a Julian Edelman. Of course, Julian Edelman, he just injured his ACL, so we'll not talk about him too much, but he is that slot receiver position. He is used just tremendously at Westlake, so I hope that he's used a lot tonight as a starting position. He is probably going to be used. So what are you looking forward to him? And Nico Lima, he's actually a transfer out of San Jose State University, so he's a Division I talent. Didn't get too many snaps last year for San Jose State, so of course Mike Stewart was like, hey, I'll pick you up, I'll give you a role. Number 8, he's going to be starting tight end. What are you looking forward out of those two?
Nico Lima as a tight end, 6'3", 240 pounds out of Camarillo, so it'll be interesting to see what he can bring to the team, how he can hold that tight end. So yeah. What else do you think about that?
And out of the tight end position, of course, you want a big, strong guy. He is big. He is a big, strong guy. You had him listed on San Jose State as over 265 pounds. Here at Moorpark, they have him at 255, but still a really big guy, and he is a deep threat with the tight end position. You always want to have him streaking up the middle. You want him to have those nice post routes. Sometimes even you could have him like a Jimmy Graham or a Rob Gronkowski in the NFL. They just go out on the streak routes. You just let it fly, and Tanner Darling definitely has the arm. So I think he's going to have a great season. L.A. Pierce, they're a different story. Of course, L.A. Pierce, they're a little bit lower than Moorpark College, at least in rankings, because Moorpark College is 23rd in California. But it looks like L.A. Pierce, they're almost a Florida team. I mean, they have so many out-of-state players.
Yeah, there's a lot of Florida transfers at this school, and I'm wondering how that's going to hold up, because we have a lot of kids or students out here that they're new to the Southern California temperature. They're new to the air. I'm wondering how that'll hold up against Moorpark, who like you said earlier, is a lot of home blood. So what do you think about that?
They do have a lot of hometown players, as you said, Moorpark, and L.A. Pierce. With all of those transfers, they're not from the same school. They're not from the same high school or college, respectively. So when they come to a place like L.A. Pierce or any college that is across country, it is going to be a little different challenge. Remember, they're still kind of like kids. They're young college students. They're just living on their own right now, and they have to show up and they have to play great football against some great teams in California. So that chemistry, of course, when you have a lot of new players coming in, the chemistry is not going to be there. So for the Brahmas, they need to start focusing on the chemistry right now. They need to take this Moorpark game as almost a learning lesson. Of course, they're still going to go out for the win, but this is almost kind of like a dress rehearsal for them. They need to see how they're going to do. But Moorpark College, that defense, they're just going to be great out here.
And not to mention, with Moorpark, we have a lot of students that have played together in previous teams at Simi Valley, Royal High School. So there's already a lot of relationships and a lot of, already a lot of good things going for Moorpark. They're all coming together, and hopefully they'll be able to have better chemistry this year.
And speaking about that, Ryan Matlock, he set the touchdown record, rushing touchdown record for Newberry Park High School this last season. He's going to be actually a wide receiver number 8 that's listed for Moorpark College. So they do have a lot of great talent.
Yeah.
And around this area, Coach Mike Stewart, he actually went to Westlake High School. He transferred over to USC after, then he transferred back here to Moorpark College, then he went to Fresno State University. So he was also a great talent he was a great talent when he was actually playing, but even better as a coach. So he's showing these guys that you could have talent in this area. You could have talent out of the Conejo Valley, and he's definitely giving some light to them here at Moorpark College, giving them a chance to have a great career in football.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Any last thoughts for you, Wyatt, on this pregame?
I'm excited. It's the first game of the season. We'll see what happens. We're rooting for the Raiders, and we'll see what stats and what capabilities this team can pull out this year. Hopefully, we'll have a better record, 6-5.
Definitely. Hopefully. Hey, maybe we'll get back to a bowl game because we had a great season last year. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in to the Coach Mike Stewart pregame show presented by U.S. Army. America's team. Go visit them at goarmy.com. Thank you very much. We'll be right back in the booth in just a bit. We just have a few messages from our sponsors and a few messages from the president of the school.
51st year on this planet, and we love the return of our sports season. We love the coming of the fall weather shortly, and we love our mayor of Moorpark, my friend, and the great mayor, Janice Parton.
Much, Dr. Sanchez. Really appreciate that. I want to congratulate Coach Stewart and his staff and the great Raider football team on your second place finish in your conference last year. And we are especially proud of your 49-12 victory against Santa Barbara in the Beach Bowl. I know we look forward to another great season of Raider football, so go Raiders and end the day. And now will you please join me? Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
At this time, we ask you to remain standing. Please remove your caps, and let's welcome Betty Jean Hanna as she sings the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er ramparts we watch, words of gallantly streaming, and the rockets ringing, the bombs bursting
Thank you very much to Betty G and Hannah for the national anthem.
Hello everybody and welcome back. We are now back in the booth once again. Ryan Ketchum, play-by-play commentator, alongside Wyatt James, color commentator analyst for you this evening for the Moorpark Raiders versus Los Angeles Pierce Brahmas. It's going to be a great match. They're going to have the coin toss right now. A beautiful national anthem sang by Betty G and Hannah to start off this game, so getting everybody riled up, getting everybody pumped up for this first home game.
Yeah, these boys just ran out. They're excited. They're ready to play some football.
And it's nice to see the cheerleaders out here again. Last year there was only about 13, 14 cheerleaders. Now they have over 23, so they've been building up. Of course, last year was the first year that they had cheerleaders here at Moorpark College for 10 years. They went 10 seasons without cheerleaders, so it's nice to have them back. It's nice to have them back in full force. They have a few guys out there as well, so some stunting is going to happen. So this is going to be a great game.
Absolutely.
Both teams just going back to their own benches, ready to start this game. So, looking at these teams, of course, it's a nice hot Moorpark night.
It has been quite a week for the Heat.
How do you think that's going to fare well with all these players?
I hope they're not worn out. I hope they're not tired. I hope they got good rest. I hope they'll be fully energized, ready to take on these Pierce.
The Brahmas are going to be able to come out here. It looks like they're going to receive this kickoff to start off this first game of the season. And once again, I just love this time of the year. High school season just started last week. College season for junior college at least starting this week. The NFL regular season starting next week. This is just the time of the year that we love.
Yeah, a lot of energy around the football this season.
Now, before this game starts off, we just want to thank a few of our sponsors. U.S. Army. Go on business trips with a company like no other at U.S. Army. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Wells Fargo. UCLA Health. It begins with you. And Moorpark Center for Dentistry. We care about our community as much as you do at Moorpark Center for Dentistry. And Moorpark Center for Dentistry, they are the game sponsor for this one. So thank you very much to Moorpark Center for Dentistry. Now starting off this game, the Raiders will be kicking it off to the Brahmas. Number 29 will be back to receive for LA Pierce, Destra Benoit. The 5'8", 165-pound wide receiver. Receives it at about the 3-yard line. Raiders are just exploiting that special teams. He's only able to get down to the 18-yard line. Great job by Raiders. That was a nice tackle. Courtney Chandler, number 18, the 5'10", 185-pound strong safety, also used in special teams, was able to sniff that one out. They'll be starting off with a first down and 10. Ball at their own 18-yard line. Ready to set up shop.
And quarterback for Pierce College is
number 7, Jonathan
Savadera.
Yes, Jonathan Savadera, number 7 will be the quarterback. He's 6 foot, 200-pound freshman out of Santa Clarita Christian. And a big sack right there by the Raiders. It's going to be a strip fumble.
On the play.
Is recovered though by the Brahmas. So luckily from the Brahmas, it is going to be LA Pierce ball. They did have a loss. Wow, that was a big loss of yards. That's going to be a loss of 4. They're going to be setting back up shop at the 14-yard line, their own 14-yard line. Savadera Branch is going to be in the backfield. Handoff straight up the middle. And the Raiders are right around him. They just sniff that one out. Wow, only able to get a gain of 2. It's going to be a big third down.
Pick up a 3 on the play. Stop made by Nick Glass.
Now coming up, Brahmas in their 4 wide receiver set with 1 in the slot. 13 minutes, 50 seconds left in this first quarter of action. Dropping back to pass, Savadera. Pocket collapsing, is going to run the ball, and he's tackled almost immediately. Great job right there.
Good tackle by Justin Mitz right there.
Picks up 5 yards. Stop on the play by number 34.
That was only a 5-yard gain, so now it's going to set up a 4th down. So great job by the Raiders coming out here, stopping L.A. Pierce, actually getting that strip sack fumble, only allowing them 5 more yards. So they played that very well. The Raiders coming out with a strong defense. Of course, the defense, that's where they had the most returning starters. So it's good to see them coming out, good to see them showing what Moorpark's all about.
Yeah. Good to see that strong defense is already holding up through the just the first play of the game.
As we mentioned in the pregame show, Vincent Corso will be back to receive the punt. But looks like there will be a timeout. Timeout L.A. Pierce. So we'll be right back after a few messages from our sponsors with 13 minutes left in the first quarter of action. The score is still 0-0. We'll be back in just a bit. All right, 4th down and 5 for the Brahmas. Vincent Corso back to receive. He's at his own 41-yard line. A pretty nice punt. Vincent calls a fair catch, so the ball will be placed at the 47-yard line.
That's a great position for these Raiders to start out for the next quarter.
Now, Vinny Corso, he's a wide receiver out of Westlake High School. He was actually, I talked to Coach Stewart, and he said he's going to be starting at the slot position. So you will see him a lot tonight. He's been great just throughout his whole entire career at Westlake, and now he should be great out here for Moorpark. Moorpark College lining up. Tanner Darling is in the shotgun formation. We have 3 wide receivers. Nico Lima is also in. Mark Martin gets the handoff past the 50, just dragging all the defenders with him. Wow, he cannot go down. You cannot stop that man. Wow. 230 pounds of pure muscle.
Wow, Mark Martin really pushed through that pack there.
Yards. Stopped on the play by number 5.
Now, when you have a guy like that, such as Mark Martin, 230-pound running back, almost the size of a fullback, you could just use him in anything, since he has just such a great stamina to be able to play this whole entire game, the longevity of him, and he's actually a returning player as he gets the ball again. Martin cannot be stopped.
The size of this running back really proves and shows to be a great asset for the Raiders.
That's going to set up a 1st down for Moorpark. Darling dropping back to pass. First pass play of the game is incomplete. Intended for number 11, Christian Graves, the 6'2", 200-pound freshman wide receiver.
Looks like Darling just didn't get the side on that receiver like he wanted to.
He was feeling the pressure, and I mean, as a dual threat quarterback, you should see him be able to evade the pressure pretty easily, but it is different from Simi Valley High and now in the junior college level, especially at the level Moorpark is at. Nico Lima, he's going to be on the near side of the offensive line. He's that 6'4" tight end, so look out for him. He should have a big game. We got a man in motion. Handoff on the near sideline. Has a blocker in front of him, able to get a nice gain of yards. That was Ejin Bana.
That was Nico Lima on the carry.
He was able to get a nice gain of yards, but only about 12 minutes left in this first quarter action. That will bring up a 3rd down and 6. Tanner Darling trying to maintain his control of the offense, while we also have number 81 in as wide receiver, Cameron Prentice Brown. Prentice Brown is actually a returning player as well, so it's good to see him back on the offensive side. Number 28, Anthony McLean in the backfield. Darling looking back to pass. He has some pressure rolling out to the far sideline, but he is brought down. Wow, a big sack play. That was number 6, Josh Pierre-Louis. Great job right there. Eric Mateo was also there for the Brahmas, able to bring him down, but unfortunately for the Raiders, they were not able to get any gain of yards on that drive. They had that 1st down, but could not get any more than that.
It's a really tough play for the Raiders there.
It will bring up a big 4th down and 17.
Dimitri King back to receive.
That will bring up a punt. Back to punt. Stephen Gomez, number 49, for the Raiders. A deep booming punt. Wow, all the way back to the 12-yard line. That's where it was fair caught by number 32, Dimitri King.
And made at the 11-yard line will be 1st and 10 for the Brahmas.
That's where the Brahmas will start possession this next drive. So far, no score. Seems like both defenses are showing up tonight. What are you thinking so far of this game, Wyatt?
Definitely strong sides for both of the defensive. It'll be good to see some offensive moves coming up here through Darling's just strength, and hopefully he'll be able to get those cuts, those rushing passes and all that.
First down 10, ball at the 11-yard line, their own 11-yard line for the Brahmas. Got 3 wide receiver set, handoff straight up the middle, breaking through the defense. Wow, he just shot straight through there like a bullet. That was number 2, Sterling Salguero.
That was Sterling Salguero on the run.
He's a 5'10", 190-pound sophomore out of Birmingham.
2-yard line. Brings up 1st and 10 for the Brahmas.
Going to bring up a 1st down and 10. Still have Salguero in the backfield. Jonathan Saverda is back in the shotgun formation. Play action. The tight end did not know where the ball was being thrown to. He was not ready for that. That was Travis Kuntz, number 85, the 6'6" tight end. 10 minutes left and counting in this first quarter of action. 0-0, the score still stands. Great play right here by the Raider defense. As you can see, number 81, Amari Smith, 5'9" wide receiver, is on the bottom of your screen. Handoff off the tackle to the far sideline. Does not get too big of a gain. About a 2-yard gain on that play by Sterling Salguero.
2 yards brings up 3rd and 8.
It's going to bring up a big 3rd down. Of course, most of these games are a game of 3rd down, so these 3rd down conversions are big, especially in the first quarter. Similar formation for the Brahmas. You got 2 wide receivers. You have 2 tight ends set. Back in shotgun formation, looking to pass. Pocket is collapsing, and he brings him down. Great job by the Raiders.
It's tackled by number 47, Ryan Schmurdak.
That was Ryan Schmurdak, number 47. Also number 27 was there, Trayshawn Brown, the cornerback, 5'8", 160-pound freshman. Both there for the tackle. Quarterback luckily was able to get out past the line of scrimmage, so it was not a sack. But now the Raiders will have possession. Here comes the punt on a 4th down and 5. Vinny Corso, number 20, once again is back to receive the punt at the 40-yard line, his own 40-yard line. Vinny calling for a fair catch. It's going to be made at the 47-yard line. That's where the Raiders will take over. And it looks like there is a man down on the field. The punter got hit. No penalty called. I mean, it's never good to see a person get injured, especially so early in the game.
Yeah, especially if it's a major injury and it carries out into the season. Never want that to happen.
Well, since there is an injury, it looks like they're looking at his lower extremities, unfortunately, with the punter, especially his right leg. They were testing out his right leg just right now. So when you have a punter, legs are everything. So hopefully he'll be back. Of course, with us being from Moorpark College, we never want to see anybody get injured. So hopefully the best for him, the best for his family, and he is able to get off cleanly. It looks like he is able to put pressure on that right leg, just limping a little bit. It's actually his left leg. They were just testing out his right leg to see the severity of it.
Folks, at this time we'd like to thank our
just using his coaches as a little bit of a safety. That was actually Eugene Clark, number 17, the 6'3", 180-pound freshman defensive back for the Brahmas.
Definitely looks like he's hopping along over there. It looks like he's pretty injured. Hopefully that won't carry out into the season for him.
17, Eugene Clark.
Now bringing up 8.5 minutes left in the first quarter of action. It's going to be a 1st down and 10. Ball at the 48-yard line, their own 48-yard line. Darling is under center. Hands the ball off. Ray Thomas able to get a nice gain of yards, and it looks like he's still on. Wow, we try to use that move that all the NFL players use. You always see NFL players, they're always pushing forward, always using their legs. If they do not feel their knees touch the ground, they will always keep pushing forward. You don't see that too much from community college players, but great awareness by Ray Thomas. 2nd down and 2 at the 48-yard line. Darling, quick pass play to Vincent Corso. A nice block by number 11, the wide receiver, able to get a nice block, Christian Graves. What do you think about that block? Of course, wide receivers, that's one of the big things that they need to do. They need to be able to block. Darling will now set up under center with the 1st down and 10. Got Ray Thomas in the backfield. Vincent Corso is out there. Number 11, Christian Graves. Got a 2 tight end set. Darling looking deep. Just over the hand of the defensive back, and it's caught. A big gain, Nico Lima.
Incredible catch by Nico Lima. He has his eyes set on that football. He saw it coming in.
Now Nico Lima, San Jose State University transfer. We knew that he was going to have a great game today, and Darling just hit him right on the money. They had a lot of off-season workouts together, so that chemistry just built. Darling looking for Corso. Oh, Corso using basically a fake reverse. Able to juke out the defender, but there will be, it looks like a false start penalty against the Raiders. I saw a little bit of motion. Also with those false starts, it did look like there might have been a neutral zone infraction from the defense as well. So.
Start down to the previous spot. Complete. 1st down.
They're just going to replay that down. Excuse me, they will actually have the penalty. My apologies. They will have a penalty. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
1st and 5 from the 12-yard line.
So it's going to be a 1st down and 5 ball at the 12-yard line. They're in the red zone. Ryan Matlock, wide receiver, on the near sideline. Handoff. Ray Thomas, a nice juke move. Uses that versatility. Tries to stretch it, but it's fumbled. The ball is up in the air. It looks like, oh wow, the Raiders do fall on it. Ryan Matlock. If that play stands, Ryan Matlock will have his 1st touchdown of the season, and the referees do call it. Out of Newberry Park High School, the running back turned wide receiver gets his 1st college touchdown.
Yeah, those were some incredible moves by Ryan Matlock. Definitely was able to find his way around the defenders, but couldn't keep his hands on that ball. But luckily worked out in his favor.
That's just like the Los Angeles Rams, their 1st touchdown of the preseason. Cooper Kupp was able to dive on a fumble, stretched down right there, and got his 1st touchdown of his NFL career. So just like that, Ryan Matlock got his 1st touchdown of his college career. Riley Garrett in to attempt the extra point, PAT attempt, and he muffs that one. It's no good. A little too short. It does not go through the uprights, but the Raiders will put points up on the scoreboard. 6-0. The score stands.
I wonder if he was feeling pressure during that punt.
This time we'd like to thank Layton Auto Group, family-owned and operated for.
So White, with a nice drive from the Raiders, of course some nice pass plays, especially the one in Nico Lima, number 8, the tight end. Able to march down the field. Ray Thomas with some nice moves, and even that last play with the fumble. What are you thinking of this Raiders offense so far?
So far they're looking strong as offense. It looks like Tanner Darling might be a little nervous his 1st game, but looks like he's going to be able to lead this team to see some victories for sure this season.
This will now lead, of course, to the kickoff with just under 7 minutes left in the 1st quarter of action. The Moorpark Raiders are winning 6-0 against the LA Pierce Brahmas. Back to receive the kick once again, number 29, Destra Benoit. The 5'8", 165-pound freshman wide receiver from Florida. And as we said in the pregame show, Florida, I mean, almost every single player is from Florida out here for LA Pierce. It's just amazing. We got to see how this chemistry works out, but they may have that Florida connection. Back there, he looks like Eric Berry almost from Kansas City Chiefs with his uniform. He catches the ball inside his own 15, but he is basically tackled by his own man. Wow. He is brought down, though. It looks like Ray Thomas will be given that tackle. Number 12 was also out there. Cassius Nicholas, the 5'10", 200-pound linebacker, was there for the tackle.
23-yard line.
But it looks like he just didn't know where to go. He ran in his own player. He got tackled almost immediately.
Might have gotten a little confused and saw the defense coming on him strong.
They will set up shop at the 23-yard line, their own 23-yard line for the Brahmas. Salguero is in the backfield. Saavedra, he's going to be the quarterback in the game. Looks like they're going to be taking a timeout, though. The Brahmas are walking off the field right now, and yes, it will be a L.A. Pierce timeout.
Second time used out so far.
Actually, it will be a penalty. There was a penalty enforced. Excuse me. So that will be a kickoff once again. But with about 6 minutes, 50 seconds left on the game clock for the first quarter, 6-0, the score still stands. Raiders in the lead. It will be a penalty against the Raiders, though, so they will march back 10 yards for the kickoff. Kicking from the 30 instead of... This is number 99, Riley Garrett, here to kick. A booming kick, but it's taken at the 19-yard line. Has a few blockers in front of him, but cannot get anywhere. He had some head of steam. That's why he got to the 40-yard line. He had that nice turbo boost on, but right when Drestra Benoit got to the Raider defense, the Raiders just sniffed him out. They just tackled him straight down there. He did get to the 42-yard line, though, so that's where the Brahmas will be setting up shop. Saavedra, he's in the shotgun formation. Salguero is in the backfield. 4 wide receiver set, 2 in the slot for the Brahmas. Looking deep, near sideline, wide receiver is open. Wow, a great play right there. And he's still in bounds. That's Joseph Branch. Branch is brought down, though, by number 32, Kaize Lucky.
Looks like Lucky had his eyes set on him and was able to take him down over there.
After a big pickup down to the...
That was a big pass play. Wow, I was not expecting that, but looks like number 29, Jordan Martin, wasn't expecting that.
Tough break here for the Raiders. See if their defense can hold up.
A ball snatched out of bounds.
Boom.
It was hit straight up in the air.
Pass broken up that time by number 51, Cameron.
That was a good pass deflection, though, a good breakup. Of course, Mike Jones is usually known for his pass deflection, as he had 16, which led all California junior colleges last season, but I guess everybody's doing it with J.J. Watt doing it in the NFL. Cameron Townsend, number 51, just decided to get his numbers up. A handoff. Salguero down to the 10-yard line. They're going to spot him at the 11.
Sterling Salguero with the carry, picks up 7, brings up 3rd and 3.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3. They're going to be placed at the 11-yard line, though, so great.
It'll be interesting to see if that defense here can hold them with that pressure of 3 yards.
Same formation, 4 wide receiver set. Looking to the flat, pass is completed. Able to shake off the defender, goes in for the touchdown. L.A. Pierce. That's Wesley Tuzi.
To Wesley Tuzi. That is an 11-yard touchdown for Pierce.
That was a great play, able to shrug off the defender. Of course, you want to see that Moorpark call the defensive back, maybe get a little retry on the play, but great move right there.
Absolutely.
Able to have the elusiveness to be able to push him off.
Looked like number 44, Jaylon Kitchen, was trying to get his tail there at the end, but just couldn't catch up.
Now coming up is the extra point PAT attempt.
Looks good.
And it is straight through the uprights. It's good. Leaning in with only 5 minutes, 40 seconds left in this first quarter of action. The score stands L.A. Pierce 7, Moorpark Raiders 6. Now with Pierce coming back and scoring, how do you think the Raiders are going to be able to perform on this next drive? Of course, they just gave up some 2 big pass plays with some bad coverage by the defensive back. So how do you think they're going to be able to come back out here, be able to respond against this Pierce defense?
You know, like we said earlier, it looks like a strong offense. So let's hope that offense can score the points that gets us the lead that'll carry us through the game. A lot of strength in our offense this year.
While we have a little break before the kickoff, we just want to thank a few of our sponsors. The lender you can call home, PennyMac. Let us tackle all your mortgage needs only at PennyMac. DCH Auto Group, delivering customer happiness. DCH Auto Group. Nationwide is on your side. Only at Nationwide. 9 Design, print and interactive media at 9 Design. And Jersey Mike Subs, since 1956, a sub above. Jersey Mike Subs. From the Brahmas.
Can't help but sing that little Nationwide jingle in your head when you're hearing that.
Acting a little like Peyton Manning. Number 4, Ryan Matlock back to receive the kick. Ray Thomas is also here on the near sideline. You'll see him at the bottom of your screen. Matlock receives at his own 4-yard line. He had to step back though, but great blocking in front of him. Only able to get up to the 16-yard line though, brought down by a plethora of Brahmas.
Looks like Matlock just got a little stuck there, wasn't able to make it past those linebackers.
My apologies, also brought down to the 21-yard line. Score is still 7-6, Brahmas in the lead. Look out for Tanner Darling on this drive, number 22. He'll be the quarterback in the game. You'll see him in the center of your screen with Ryan Matlock on the bottom. Christian Graves is on the far sideline at the top of your screen. We have that big setup, that 2 tight end formation with the I formation as well with the fullback in. Handoff off the tackle to the near sideline, brought down at the 26-yard line. A nice gain. Nice gain for Mark Martin. Once again, the big running back, the big Hulk-like guy.
Yeah, honestly, he was even pushing through those linebackers pretty well there for his size.
Cameron Prentice Brown, number 81, wide receiver, returning wide receiver for the Moorpark Raiders, coming back in the game. He's going to be in the slot position at the top of your screen. Mark Martin still in the backfield. Darling, fake handoff, rolling far sideline to his right side. Pass is just incomplete, but it's intercepted. Intercepted. Wow, number 23 taking it back for the touchdown. Lawrence Coleman. Wow, that is a turn of events. That was right out of the hands. It looks like it just slipped out. I believe that was Nico Lima, number 8, the tight end. He just could not get his hands around there. He could not get those big mitts around the football. And wow, number 23 just swooped in there, Lawrence Coleman. Now that positioning of Lawrence Coleman, what did you see that he was able to catch that interception?
Looks like Nico Lima just couldn't get his hands on it there. Looks like, I wonder if the pressure of this the first game of the season is really.
And that was blocked. Wow, a big play. He is able to swoop it up.
A lot of turn of events here tonight. Looked like Lucky again, that center back was just able to hop on that right away, saw the opening and just went for it.
Lucky was able to recover, but number 51, Cameron Townsend, defensive lineman, was able to block that one. Great job by Townsend. He's returning from last year's team, and he's definitely a player to watch out for. I was talking to Coach Mike Stewart last night at the Westlake Thousand Oaks game, and he said that you definitely have to watch out for this guy. This guy is going to be a beast. Cameron Townsend coming out here. We've already called his name about 3 times. I mean, he's just incredible. He's always used on the defensive side, and when he's not making the big plays, he's always making those assisted plays.
Yeah, he looks to be a really strong asset to the Raiders this year on their defensive side.
Ryan Matlock again back deep to receive.
Brian Matlock back to receive the kickoff. Number 25, Ray Thomas, also back there, and also at the 15-yard line, we have number 28, Anthony McLean. So 2 of the top running backs for
Kicking off for
The Raiders are used in that kickoff return scheme, showing off their elusiveness, of course, their speed.
Yeah.
Here comes the kickoff. Matlock's going to receive it at his own 4-yard line. He's got a blocking in front of him, a whole blockade of Raiders down to the 28-yard line. A pretty decent return, going to give them great field position.
Matlock showed some impressive footwork there as he was trying to get around those linebackers.
That's going to be setting up a 1st down and 10. They're actually going to spot it at the 27-yard line, so they're just removing a yard on the return. Now, this big offensive line last season, if you were following us last year, you saw that almost all of our offensive linemen were hurt during the season. We got down to a point where we only had 5 offensive linemen, and we had to sub in defensive linemen just to fulfill those positions. So hopefully this O-line stays healthy and is able to produce well this season. As Darling, a fake pitch, handoff to Ray Thomas. Excuse me, I believe that's Anthony McLean, down to the 32-yard line.
McLean saw a gap and he went for it. Good work.
That is Anthony McLean in the backfield.
5 on the last play, 2nd and 5 for your Raiders.
They are going to be spotted at the 32-yard line. Darling is under center. Same formation as we've been seeing, especially in the I formation. Another handout to McLean. McLean able to get a nice block and just goes full force.
Wow.
Into the defenders past the 50 to the 48. Great run by McLean.
McLean looks to be a really strong running back for the Raiders this year. Really impressive so far.
Raiders.
They're going to spot him at the 49-yard line. So just past the 50, but wow, he's looking like he has some Mark Martin. Also, he looks like he's having some Isaiah Johnson, last season star running back for Moorpark College. He was just incredible. Another fake pitch handoff.
Wow.
All the way down, basically to the line of scrimmage, about a gain of 1, but there's some extra activities.
Rushes for a gain of 1, brings up 2nd and 9.
The football came loose, but he was already on the ground, so it was not a fumble. Anthony McLean and Mark Martin was in the backfield for that. Now Ray Thomas, number 25, back there. It's going to be a 2nd down and 10. They spotted it right at the line of scrimmage. Darling handoff straight up the middle to Ray Thomas. Ray Thomas using his elusiveness past the 1st down marker to the 41-yard line. Excuse me, 39-yard line.
For another Raider 1st down.
Yes, it will be another Raider 1st down. That was just a great run by Thomas.
Yeah.
What did you see that was special with him in the run?
You know, Ray Thomas, his footwork there and his quickness to pick up the holes in the different paths to travel through.
There's going to be a timeout for the Moorpark Raiders. Just about 2 minutes, 50 seconds left in the 1st quarter. 6-13. Los Angeles Pierce Brahmas in the lead. We'll be back with a few messages from our sponsors in just a bit. Welcome back. 1st down and 10 for the Moorpark Raiders. They're going to be placed at their own, at the 38-yard line of the Brahmas. A handoff straight the middle. But wow, that was a big defensive play. Number 21, Justin Castell.
Yeah, it looks like McLean got taken down there pretty quickly.
Yes, Castell came up there. He knew where McLean was going and just brought him down. That is going to be a pickup of 2 yards, though, down to the 36. So still a decent gain, but of course you never want to see one of your running backs go down like that.
Yeah.
Number 3 just entered the game, Cameron Mayweather, 6'3" wide receiver. A handoff.
Looks like
up the middle. Once again,
looks like Salguero got under the legs of Raymond Thomas there. Ray Thomas.
Now Ray Thomas will exit the game. Back in the game will be number 28. Again, Anthony McLean. You'll hear his name a lot. Vinny Corso. And number 11, Christian Graves. Number 20, number 11. They're going to be on the far sideline. You'll see them at the top of your screen. They're the 2 wide receiver combination. Tanner Darling rolling out right. Throwing it way downfield.
Oh.
And it's caught. Still waiting for the referee's signal. And it is incomplete. Wow. That looked like that was a catch. Christian Graves rising up.
It was incredible how Graves got around the defense and just looked up and caught that ball. Incredible.
That was amazing. Wow. I
don't know how that wasn't good.
I mean, he just dropped that. That was a good play by the defensive back. Defensive back was able to come right underneath him, but Christian Graves was just not able to put his mitts on it and secure it in. Nico Lima, number 8, actually coming out of the game right now. They have that 4 wide receiver set. You're going to see Graves on the bottom of your screen. Prentice Brown is also in. You're going to see Vincent Corso and Ryan Matlock on the top of your screen. On the far sideline, Tanner Darling rolling out to the far sideline, throwing deep, and Vincent Corso, Vinny Corso doing exactly what he does for Westlake High School, catching it at the 19-yard line, sliding on the ground. That was a tough catch.
Vincent, that was an incredible catch by him, how he was able to make the contact with Darling and just do an incredible play.
And as I mentioned pregame, that slot receiver position for Vinny Corso, he was great at Westlake High School. So far, he is doing amazing for this offense, but he's almost like a Wes Welker. If you're a little older enough to remember Danny Amendola when he was on the Rams, he was used a lot, but a nice play. Anthony McLean going down. And he's fumbled. Wow, he fumbled the football. He was right there for the end zone. He was right there, but great play.
McLean was making some great dodges, finding the holes, but he just couldn't hold on to it there when he was in the end zone. Still incredible work by Raymond.
Blaze Aldridge, number 5, the 6'3", 210 linebacker, is able to get the fumble recovery on the play, but wow, McLean was right there, and he was carrying the defense. He was right there, right at the 1-yard line. That is definitely a big break for the Brahmas. It looked like he was going to march right in there for the end zone. But nonetheless, that does bring up a 1st down and 10 at the 27-yard line for L.A. Pierce. Saavedra is in the shotgun formation. Hands it off to his running back, Salguero. Salguero on the far sideline, but he is brought down. Everybody was there from the Raiders. Hayden Galvin was there, number 17. Hayden Galvin was there. Number 47 was also there for the tackle. That was Ryan Schmerberg.
Yeah, Galvin was really able to get around that blind side and just take him out.
One thing that I want to talk about, Ryan Schmerberg. I mean, what a name.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun to announce throughout the season, but Ryan Schmerberg, that was a great play on the defensive end position, looking like James Perryman and Jordan Flack from last season. Handoff once again, Salguero able to come back to around the 27-yard line, still the original line of scrimmage as the clock keeps ticking down. 15 seconds left. The score is still 13-6 though. Los Angeles Pierce winning in this matchup. Pierce is not even going to line up for this one. They will go to the second quarter. So once again, L.A. Pierce winning this game 13-6 against the Moorpark Raiders. We'll be back in just a bit with second quarter action. Starting off this second quarter, a big pass play by the Brahmas now at a 1st down and 10, marching all the way towards the 48-yard line. That was number 22, Marquise Mickens, the 5'10", 210-pound freshman running back from University High School back in Orlando, Florida. All these Florida kids showing out today.
Looks like these the Pierce College, really, they have that chemistry right now. See how that plays out through the game and through their year.
Damaris August, the wide receiver at the bottom of your screen, rolling out to the near sideline, and the pass is complete. Down at the 30-yard line, trying to duke him out, but wow, Hayden Galvin, number 17 with the big hit, showing what the Raiders are all about.
Looks like Lucky there got after that tackle with
tackle on the play being by Hayden Galvin.
Wow. I mean, that was a nice play by Hayden Galvin. Of course, the defense was beat. Wide open, Nate Gideas, number 4, the 5'9" wide receiver. He was just wide open down the field, but Hayden Galvin comes up and just lays a smacker on him. Now a fake handoff, pass is complete once again. Right down the middle, breaking 3, 4, 5 tackles. Wow, the Raiders have to swallow him up. Wow, that was just not good tackling. Mike Stewart's not going to be happy about that.
Looks like Ryan Schmerbeck was there with that tackle. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, Schmerbeck, he's back.
However, that's good enough for a Pierce.
That will bring them within the red zone, within the 10 yards. Wow. Pierce is really playing well tonight. That will be a first down and goal at the 10-yard line. A handoff once again. No gain. Great job by the defensive line.
Looks like that defensive line held against Mickens as the running back with that football.
So 2 on the play brings up 2nd and goal from the 12.
That was number 44, Jalon Kitchen. And number 90, Richard Watkins. Richard Watkins, we talked about in pregame, 6 foot, 325-pound defensive lineman. He's a big boy down there, and he definitely handled the offensive lineman. He went straight through there and was able to make a nice tackle. Just about 13 minutes left in this first half, second quarter of action. Pierce winning this matchup 13-6. Saavedra was right about to go in the shotgun position, but it will be a timeout by L.A. Pierce. So at this timeout break, we're going to recognize a few more of our sponsors. Los Robles Hospital and Medical Center, well within reach, only at Los Robles Hospital and Medical Center. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about. Stonefire Grill, where community is served, only at Stonefire Grill. IBEW Local 47, Southern California's life powered for 125 years. IBEW Local 47. Latin Auto Group, family owned and operated for over 45 years, always close to home. Latin Auto Group. Thank you very much to all of our sponsors. You help us do these broadcasts every single year, so we cannot do it without you guys.
How do you win?
Now coming back onto the field with the 2nd down and goal at the 12-yard line for the Brahmas. They've been marching down the field, some nice pass plays.
Please bring your sign program up to the main.
Saavedra, he's just controlling this Moorpark defense right now.
For sponsoring tonight's game. Go Raiders.
What do you think of Saavedra right now?
You know, Saavedra has been he's been holding up this game. He's definitely been the strength of the defense. So it'll be good to see how he continues to hold up that.
He's lined up in the shotgun formation, a man in motion. And he is just
sack.
swallowed up. Wow. There's that man again, Richard Watkins, the big boy, 325.
Watkins is at it again. He's definitely in a really essential defensive for the Moorpark Raiders.
This brings up a 3rd down and goal at the 19-yard line. Usually you don't hear that, a 3rd down and goal at the 19. But these Moorpark Raiders, they've just been backing up the Brahmas ever since they got to the 10-yard line. With 12 minutes left in the first half, second quarter of action, the score still stands 6-13. Brahmas in the lead over the Raiders here at Moorpark College at Griffin Stadium. Saavedra still in the shotgun formation, 4 wide receiver set. Ooh. Watkins almost got him again. Rolling out to the far sideline, trying to make a move on the defender.
Looks like Mathis there was able to stop him.
He is brought down for another loss. It's another sack. It'll be marked at the 21-yard line, and it looks like they're going to bring out their field goal crew. They're going to bring out the kicking crew for L.A. Pierce. We'll see number 60, Oscar Gonzalez. He's a 5'11", 205-pound sophomore kicker for L.A. Pierce. It's going to be about a 38-yard field goal attempt. The kick is up. It looks like it is no good. Far left. A big break for L.A. Pierce as they had such great field position, but the Raiders, they're definitely going to take that every day.
Yeah. Let's see if the Raider offense is able to pull out a touchdown here in this second quarter.
Just over 11 minutes left in the first half, second quarter of play. Tanner Darling coming back out to lead this offense. He's going to have to come out with a 79-yard drive to score on this. Mark Martin in at the running back position. We got the 4 wide receiver set. You're going to see Ryan Matlock, Vincent Corso, Cameron Prentice Brown, and out there as well is going to be Christian Graves for the Raiders. So usual setup. They got a man-to-man defense. And the pass is completed. Cameron Prentice Brown, wow, a deep pass play. Great job by Prentice Brown, able to march down to the 40-yard line, able to beat the defensive back. That was actually number 42 on the coverage from the Brahmas, Ornades Feliz Aime.
You know, Brown got a great jump off of that line and was really able to turn around fast and was able to keep his eyes open for the toss by Darling.
Darling, hand off to Martin. Martin running near sideline, able to almost hurdle a defender past the 35, but there is a penalty flag down on the field. Looks like it was thrown in the secondary. Refs are going to debate it a little bit. There was another thrown right around the 41-yard line. But again, that was a great run by Mark Martin. What are you seeing out of him so far that's just making him incredible? I mean, of course, his size, but what are you looking for him?
You know, Martin, he's also quick. It's good. It's interesting because for his size, he's so quick. He's so agile. He's able to make his way around those defensive linemen. It's really impressive for a linebacker of his size, or for a running back of his size, excuse me.
I mean, with his size, he could have played linebacker.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if Pierce is intimidated by Brown by any stretch of the imagination, if you know what I mean. For him being such a big guy.
Exactly, I would be afraid of him too. Same formation for the Raiders, just having the 3 wide receivers on the opposite sideline. Fake handoff. Wide receiver screen to Vinny Corso. Vinny Corso trying to tiptoe on the sideline. Tackled out of bounds, though. There will be a penalty flag. Most likely on unnecessary roughness on the defense, tackling out of bounds. That looks like what it's going to be, but nice wide receiver screen to Vinny Corso. Vinny Corso's made for those type of plays with his quickness, his size. He's just able to swoop around the defense. As we're speaking about him, Vinny Corso, Ryan Matlock coming off. It will actually be a penalty against the offense.
Wonder what happened down there.
It'll be a false start penalty.
Raiders from the 35-yard line.
They're going to have a big down right now. There's going to be a first down and 15 for the Raiders at their actually at the Brahmas 45-yard line. And they're going in the Wildcat formation. We have not seen this today. And he's just trucking ahead. Wow, that was a great play.
Seemed to be effective there for Nico Lehman. Able to find that hole and carry that ball through.
There will be a man down on the ground, though. I mean, when you have a person like that running full steam ahead at you, that is definitely a scary sight.
Second injury today for Pierce, and you just ponder the question, you know, how are the Raiders going to hold up?
And that was actually Edgin Bata. Edgin Bata, he is a 6'2", 220-pound tight end. Nico Lima was also out there, but a guy like that running at you, that's just incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it might be a serious injury, so we will be right back after this injury timeout. Now coming back after that nice rush off of that Wildcat formation, brings up a 2nd down and 5 for the Moorpark Raiders. Darling still in the quarterback position. He's actually going to be in shotgun. Seems like he's pretty comfortable in that shotgun formation. And they will actually be running the same play. It's going to be that Wildcat formation. Same guy, the tight end. Bata running near sideline, breaking a tackle down to the 30, down to the 20, tiptoeing on the sideline to the 19, stretching forward. A big first down. Edgin Bata.
Incredible footwear there.
And that's good enough for another Raiders. First down.
Now we'll set up a first down and 10. We'll actually be to the 20-yard line. Did not count that little stretch of the ball that they had. But they will still line up in the Wildcat offense. Has been working them so far. But they will go to the opposite sideline, the far sideline, where the ball is fumbled. Wow, and is picked up by the Brahmas. The Brahmas, it looks like they're going to go all the way with a nice block. Nico Lima is sprinting down the field trying to get to him. But it will be a touchdown. L.A. Pierce. There will be a penalty flag, though. It looks like that's actually, I did see that the wide receiver on the play, he had a low block. That's going to be a chipping penalty. But I mean, come on. These Raiders, we got to hold on to the football.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not going to work out for the season if we keep on fumbling it.
Yeah. These are mistakes that need to be fixed, simple mistakes.
But what I would like to see out of Coach Mike Stewart, I would definitely give Nico Lima some praise. He sprinted down the field. He was almost like Benjamin Watson when he was on the New England Patriots way back in the day in the playoffs.
The return team.
It is going to be a legal block. It's going to be that chipping. That is going to be against the Brahmas. So luckily for the Raiders, they're not going to give up another touchdown right now. But still, you got to hold on to the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, when a tight end is holding on to the ball, usually tight ends, they have those soft hands. Not saying that they have, soft hands, but they have soft hands where it just kind of molds to their hands. The football just molds. They catch it nice and easily, but for some reason he was unable to hold on to the football. It will bring up a first down and 10 at their own 32-yard line, and they sniff it out. Great play by the Raiders. I think that's Jalon Kitchen, number 44. He's cooking it up in the kitchen right now.
Yeah, that's the second play we've seen by Kitchen today that's just really come from the side and just shocked the person who had the ball.
8 minutes, 50 seconds left in the first half, second quarter of play. 13-6, Pierce still in the lead. They have the ball at their own 29-yard line with a second down and 14.
Oh.
And there's going to be a timeout called by Moorpark.
Timeout, Moorpark.
That's why we have a timeout by Moorpark. What are you looking forward to seeing this defense stand up? Of course, the defense have been on the field for a good portion of the game for the Raiders. So what are you looking at the defense to be able to keep their stamina? Of course, the endurance with this heat is going to be a little difficult for them. But what are you looking forward to seeing them doing on this drive?
This Pierce offense seems to be really, really quick. So it'd be good to see the defense really put a strong hold on that and be agile in fighting them.
I'm hoping that they have good coverage, because I mean the past, I mean that last down, that last set of downs, the last drive that the Brahmas had, they were just getting everything through the air. It was just pass after pass after pass, and they just kept marching down the field. So hopefully they'll be able to stop that. I mean, looks like they got two safeties back going in, almost cover two type defense. And there's going to be a blitz. Trying to roll out to the far sideline. The pass is just incomplete, out of the hands of the wide receiver. That was actually a pretty solid pass play by Severda.
Yeah, it looks like Severda got maybe a little nervous there and wasn't able to make the throw that he quite wanted to.
Throwing off of the run is difficult, though. Even
especially on a blitz.
Exactly. When you have those, it looked like even 7 guys were running after it. When you have that amount of players running after you, and you're throwing off your back foot, and you're throwing on the run, it's not going to be an accurate throw. But that was much more accurate than I thought it would have been.
Still good work by Jonathan there.
We got a 4 wide receiver set, 2 in the slot, overriding the near sideline with 3 wide receivers. Dropping back to pass on the 3rd down and 14. They have a screen play, but the Raiders were able to sniff it out. Still a gain of yards, but great job by Cameron Townsend. He was unable to get the tackle, but he was the one that was right there and stopped them from getting a big gain on the screen play. That was Salguero once again on the catch, but that will bring up a big 4th down.
Pierce looking to punt.
It is going to be a 4th down and 8.
The Raiders, number 20, Vincent Corso.
They will be ready to punt, though, but Vinny Corso, once again, he's going to be back to receive this punt. He is right around his own 34, 35-yard line. Vinny Corso, the slot wide receiver, very quick, very agile on his feet, so definitely watch out for a big return from him. There will be a delay of game penalty, though, against the Brahmas, so we'll bring them back 5 yards, so they will be at their own 30-yard line. Of course, that doesn't change too much. They weren't going to go for it anyways. On a 4th down and 7, you're not going to go for it, but especially a 4th down and 13, you're not even going to attempt that. I mean, a 4th down and 8 going to a 4th down and 13, you're not even going to attempt it. Here comes the punt, almost blocked. Wow. Great job by the Raiders, but it is a big booming punt. Looks like a leg like Johnny Hecker from the Los Angeles Rams. But the ball, it looked like it was touched at around the 23-yard line, so it's going to be surprising if they spot the ball at the 10-yard line. Yes, they did see that they did touch it. So we'll actually be at the 18. That's where LA Pierce will be taking over with a 13-6 lead with about 7 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first half, second quarter of action. Here comes Tanner Darling leading the Raider offense. Cameron Prentice Brown is going to be on your far sideline. The top of your screen with Ryan Matlock, Vincent Corso, and Christian Graves, number 20 and 11 respectively, are going to be on the bottom of your screen on the near sideline. Mark Martin, number 5, in the backfield with Tanner Darling. No tight ends in this setup. Cameron Prentice Brown, the man in motion towards the near sideline. A handoff to Mark Martin. Martin running far sideline, has a blocker from Mark Martin. Wow! Mark Martin tried to hurdle the defender. He's been playing a little too much Madden recently.
Yeah, that was an incredible jump and run by Mark Martin.
What do you think of that Matlock block, though?
The Matlock block.
I mean, Ryan Matlock, the wide receiver, he just had a great hold on the defender, able to set up that Mark Martin run. A little screen pass play. It is sniffed out. Wow, though. Cameron Prentice Brown was stopped before the line of scrimmage at the 29-yard line.
Can't do much about that. That defense saw him and got him down early.
It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 11. Going to be at their own 29-yard line. Brahmas have a cover 2 man defense set up. Looks like they're man-to-man on those wide receivers. Cover 2, you see those 2 safeties on the right side of your screen. But there will be a timeout Moorpark College. So while we have this small timeout break, we'd like to thank a few more of our sponsors, such as The Hat, serving world-famous pastrami, burgers, dogs, and chili for 67 years. The Hat. In-N-Out. Freshness you can taste. In-N-Out. Harley's Simi Bowl. They present College Cosmic Night every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to midnight. $8 with a college ID and $12 without a college ID. Only at Harley's Simi Bowl. Harley's Camarillo Bowl also has college night on a different night, and same with the Valley Bowl. You can visit them at harleysbowl.com. Powerade. Fuel to power through. Powerade. Corner Bakery. Proud to support all scholar athletes at Moorpark College. Only here at Corner Bakery. And we also have Custom Pie. Custom Pie actually has post-game parties every single game day, every single game night. Right after the game, you could head over to Custom Pie Pizza, which is right across the way from Moorpark College, and you could get a nice hot toasty pizza to enjoy only at Custom Pie Pizza. So come down to Custom Pie Pizza for a special Raider happy hour. The best wood-baked pizzas in Ventura County. Now we're back to the game as Tanner Darling has a screen pass play. Incomplete. Intended for Ray Thomas.
Intended for number 25, Raymond Thomas.
Number 6 was able to sneak up in there, Josh Pierre-Louis, the 6'1", 240-pound defensive lineman. 6 minutes, 30 seconds left on the game clock in the first half, second quarter of action. 6-13, Pierce in the lead. Cameron Prentice Brown, man in motion. They got a man-to-man defense. Got a Only one safety back. They're sending a blitz. Darling recognizes it. Runs straight up the middle. He has the speed, but he is just chopped down by his shoelaces by the defender. Stretches past the 40-yard line, though, for the first down.
You know, that's where that dual threat quarterback really comes in important there. Really is handy when he's able to see what's going on and make it through that hole.
Now setting up a first down and 10, ball at their own 42-yard line for the Moorpark Raiders. Marching down this field, Tanner Darling is in the shotgun formation. Same formation, though, with the 4 wide receiver set. Ray Thomas gets the ball. Lost of 2 yards, down to the 40.
Raymond Thomas on the carry that time. Tackled in the backfield, 2-yard loss, brings up 2nd and 12.
It is going to be a 2-yard loss, though, so we'll bring up a 2nd down and 12 for the Raiders with 5 minutes, 40 seconds left in the first half, second quarter. Raiders trying to get back in this game. Of course, they're only down, 7 points, so it's not like they're down a lot of points, so they should be able to get back. They just need to stay strong. They need to stay true to themselves with the 2nd down and 12. Darling, shotgun formation. Looking far sideline, passes incomplete. Hit right when he got the ball. Wow. Ryan Matlaw got lit up.
Looks like on Pierce's side, Dimitri King came up behind him and was just able to smack out that ball before he made the catch.
The former Panther turned Raider was right there for the catch, but when the football hits you and then a defender hits you the opposite way, usually doesn't turn into a catch. Receptions are hard to come by with a defense like that. Same formation, Vincent Corso, number 20, man in motion, goes from the bottom of your screen to the top of your screen. Darling, looking up the middle, Vincent Corso, nice pass play, wow. Great hands by Vinny, getting the first down. Sliding on his knees to get that catch.
That was an incredible catch by Vincent Corso.
That is interesting placement, though. Down at the 49-yard line. It looks like he should have been placed at the at least the 46, but they're saying that his knee touched the ground. I did say that he was sliding when he caught it. So they're saying that his knees did touch the ground, but it did touch the ground a little bit past the first down as they just changed the placement to the 47-yard line. I was going to say, if I worked that hard for a catch, I would expect to get the first down.
Yeah. Especially when it was that close.
Mark Martin gets the handoff, hurdles a defender, and just slams into the defense. He's pulling defender left and right, past. Wow, down to about the 34-yard line. This incredible display of running by Mark Martin.
Yeah, that just shows how important of a player Martin is. He can make it through those linemen. He can jump. It just is incredible, so agile, so big.
If you could open up Mark Martin's brain, you will see Isaiah Johnson all in there.
Yeah.
I mean, he learned so much from Johnson with all these runs that I'm seeing right now. This now sets up a first down and 10, ball at the 34-yard line, the Brahmas 34-yard line. Handoff to Mark Martin once again, down to about the 31.
The middle for number 5, Mark Martin, brings up 2nd and 7.
It's going to be bringing up a 2nd down and 7. Excuse me, yes, actually 2nd down and 7. We have a new wide receiver into the game for the Raiders, Lorenzo Berardi. 6'1", 175-pound wide receiver, number 19 at the top of your screen. Handoff, running on the near sideline. Anthony McLean past the 30. Trying to get some extra yards, reaching out with the football before he got knocked out of bounds.
Good strength there from McLean as he was able to get all the yards he could.
From the 28-yard line.
The ball is going to be placed at the 27. Close to the first down marker. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3. Nico Lima, the tight end in the game. You will see him on the top of your screen around the middle. He is actually that tight end that looks like a lineman because he's so large, and Anthony McLean bursts through the hole past the 20 into red zone territory.
Wow, McLean really had his eyes open there, made his way through that hole, and just really played an essential part for that play.
That now sets up a first down and 10. Ball at the 20 inside the red zone. Number 25 is back in the game. Ray Thomas at the running back position in the I formation. Excuse me, that's actually not so much like the I formation, but the fullback is in. Ray Thomas does get the ball. He is brought down right around the line of scrimmage at the 20.
Gain of 0 on the play.
Ray Thomas just really didn't get the yardage there he wanted, and looks like he's a little discouraged down there.
2 minutes, 45 seconds left on the game clock in the first half, second quarter of action. Same score, 13-6. Brahmas beating the Raiders in the first game of the season for both squads. Ryan Matlock on the far sideline. Christian Graves on the near sideline are your wide receivers. Fake handoff. Trying to get the block right there for Ray Thomas. Going ahead, Tanner Darling sacrificing his body, diving to the 10-yard line.
5 yards on the play.
That was a Cato Brown-esque run. When you saw Cato Brown last year, if you were following our stream last year, you would see him. He sacrifices his body for the betterment of the team. And you saw Tanner Darling. He said, I care about my body, but I care about those yards more.
I think a leader quarterback like that is really going to be an important asset when you can see them pouring themselves into that.
Mark Martin diving forward. Close to the first down marker. It looks like he'll be just shy, though. It was only a pickup of 4, so it'll be about a 4th down and 1. Mark Martin still in the game. Ryan Matlock on the top of your screen. Graves on the bottom of your screen. We got the fullback in the game, Bradley Canepa. Been the fullback the whole entire game. Mark Martin gets the ball, pushes forward past the 10, into the 5. Wow, he's about at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, Martin is really coming clutch here with some of those important rushing plays throughout this game.
Mark Martin, of course I said the number 42, Bradley Canepa, the 5'8", 230-pound fullback, is the fullback in the game. But Mark Martin, being 6'1", 230, he's almost a fullback size as well. There will be injury down on the field, though. Too many injuries so far. Of course, when you are not hydrated, you'll learn this as any kinesiology courses. And we have some great kinesiology courses here at Moorpark College. But when you take a kinesiology course, which is basically sports science, sports medicine, you will see that when you're dehydrated, cramps start coming along. Miami Heat versus San Antonio Spurs a few years ago in the NBA Finals, I believe it was in 2012. When they were in San Antonio, the air conditioning got turned off, and this was in June, so LeBron James got out with a cramp. Dwayne Wade had a cramp. All these guys, Kawhi Leonard had a cramp. So when you have this heat at a game like this, you will get cramps and cramps and cramps. So hopefully all these players are staying hydrated off on their own sidelines, and they are ready to go for the rest of this game.
You know, you wonder if it's because of the Pierce team, because of a lot of them are out of state, if it's due to that, if it's due to the unfamiliarity of how hot California can get sometimes. Well, a lot of these homeboys have really been able to live and grow up here and experience the most brutal summers.
I am surprised, though, because Florida, they have the humidity, so all that heat.
You never know what part of Florida they come from. If it's from Orlando, then yeah.
Definitely. It's going to be now first down and goal. Ball at the 3-yard line. Got a big formation. We got Mark Martin in the backfield. Mark Martin gets the ball. He is going on the near sideline, down at the 2.
Great rush there by Martin, able to get through those defensive linemen, grab a couple more yards for him.
.59 seconds left and counting in this first half, second quarter of action. Back to the normal I formation. Mark Martin gets the ball again. The defense meeting him, trying to push forward. Has no blockers with him, though, and there will be flags on the field. It looks like it could have been a face mask while I was looking down there. It looked like a few defenders were grabbing the face mask of Mark Martin, so hopefully for all of us Raiders, we can see that call being made as Anthony McLean now comes in. The refs are still discussing it, but I would not be surprised if it is. We have 73, though, an offensive lineman marching off the field. I mean, he was limping. It was Marciano Martinez. He's a center and offensive guard, so hopefully he's okay with that 6'1", 295-pound frame. It is a little dangerous.
Looks to be a problem in his right leg there. Hopefully he'll be all right.
We have a great trainer, though, Charisse here at Moorpark College. She knows everything that she's doing, and great interns down on the field, so they'll be back to health in no time. Refs are still discussing the call and where the placement of the football should be. But there is about 45 seconds left in this first half, second quarter of action, 13-6. Brahmas in the lead. Is a personal foul against the defense, so it will be half the distance of the goal line. So the ball should be placed at the 2-yard line, I believe, and yes, they are being placed at the 2. Anthony McLean, the running back in the game, number 28. Darling will be under center. Got Ryan Matlock on the near sideline at the bottom of your screen. Tanner Darling, quarterback keeper, but it was a muff snap. Another penalty flag on the field, though.
Flag on the field.
You know, this offense for the Moorpark Raiders is really strong. They've been able to move the Pierce College back all the way up to the 2-yard line.
It is a personal foul, once again, a face mask against the Brahmas. I mean, when you have a quarterback going down like that and you see his helmet, almost his whole entire neck being pulled back, it has to be a face mask penalty.
Yeah, can't do that.
It should be halfway to the goal, so it should be around the 1-yard line as Tanner Darling handoff to Anthony McLean, but he's brought back. It's going to be a loss of yards. Wow. A big-time tackle.
Anthony McLean, stopped by Eric Mateo. Loss of one play brings us 7.
Looked like McLean was just trying to get in there, but was beaten back by that defense.
Eric Mateo, number 11, out there for L.A. Pierce, the 6'4", 225-pound defensive lineman, a freshman out of Jackson High School in Miami, Florida, came up with that big defensive play. But as another timeout comes up, I mean, they're right next to the end zone. They got to push this through. What do you think the offense is going to be calling? I mean, a quarterback keeper with Tanner Darling, maybe put Mark Martin back in there with only 20 seconds left. They need to score right now because, of course, they're not going to have the football right there at the start of the second half. They will be receiving the kick at the start of the second half, but it's not like they're going to have this field position.
Yeah, and it looks like Martin's down there in the huddle, so hopefully we'll see a rush play here by Tanner Darling. Mark Martin has really shown the strength of this team when it comes to rushing, so hopefully they'll utilize him in this last play before the quarter.
And yes, they only have a limited number of plays right now, especially with how this is looking. Of course, they are right here at the goal line, basically. No timeouts left, though, so if you do a running play, the Raiders have to spike the ball quickly. Maybe even, I mean, they could just go for a quick run, but if they want to actually make a play, if they don't want to do that no-huddle offense, they're going to have to just go on a 4th down since it's a 2nd down and goal. 2nd down and goal at the 3-yard line. Darling is in shotgun. Oh, here comes the Wildcat formation that we saw with those big gains. Here comes the tight end once again. Number 6 rushing in the middle, and he scores.
Looks good.
A touchdown, Moorpark. But it does look like it is a touchdown. It looked like some of the referees, though, were not calling it. But yes, it will be a touchdown, Moorpark Raiders. That was number 6, Edgen Bada. The 6'2", 220-pound tight end with the touchdown.
Looked like that strength was really able to push him through that line.
Here comes the extra point field goal. The PAT attempt. The last one was botched. Hopefully this one's better with Vinny Corso, number 20, as the holder. The ball snapped. The kick is up. It looks like it's good for Mar Angle, and yes, it is. The score is all tied up. 13-all. It seemed like that Wildcat offense, that was working very well for the Raiders.
I think they played it around 3 times this last quarter, and all 3 times it proved to be very successful.
I mean, with that style of offense, of course, it's usually going to be a run. So even when the defense sees that it's going to be a run, how do you think that the Raiders are able to have so much success with that?
You know, I think it's through their strength. Honestly, their offensive is an extremely strong offense from what we've seen here tonight. I think that's what's able to give them that edge on that defense and really push them through. I mean, looking at Mark Martin as a running back, like at you know, 100 and, or excuse me.
Yeah, he's 230.
230, excuse me. Yeah, he really is an asset to that.
Destra Benoit, wide receiver, back again to receive this kick. With only 16.8 seconds left, I mean, not too much the Brahmas can do before halftime. They're going to have a Hail Mary. Hopefully they pick up Aaron Rodgers before this. It is going to be a squib-type kick. And it's fumbled by the Brahmas, but of course L.A. Pierce was all around there. They were going to land on the ball, and yes, they do. It will be fairly good field position, so with 13.5 seconds left, there will be a penalty flag on the play, though, but if this positioning stays, you just need a little out route. You need that little pass, have an out route or have a post route, and just hit him right in the numbers, have him run out of bounds, stop the clock, and then try to go for the end zone. The Raiders need to just play good on coverage. I mean, that secondary needs to be strong right now. It will be a penalty against the Raiders, though, so they'll be back 5 yards. Don't be surprised if you see a squib kick once again. I would actually like to see, well, it was almost like an onside type squib kick. Squib kicks usually you see, it bounces a little bit. You'll see it bounce a few times before it gets to the return men, but the style of kick it was almost like a squib kick because it was so close, but not close enough to be an onside kick. So here comes the kickoff once again. If Stewart trusts his kicker well enough, I just say boot it in the end zone. Don't give them the chance to have great field position. Just kick it as far as you can, put as much leg into it so that you don't have them setting up around the 50-yard line. Now they're going back to kick. And it is going to be the squib-esque kick. Takes a little bit of a Moorpark bounce, and wow, they're almost able to dive on it. Great job right there, though, by number 29, Benoit, the return man, able to pick that one up, dodge a few tackles down past the 40-yard line. So even though Moorpark kicked it a little further than they did last time, still, the Brahmas, they get great field position. Now with this field position, what are you looking for them to do with only 7 seconds left? That's about one play. 13-13, the score still stands, all tied up. It's going to be a first down and 10, ball at their own 42-yard line. A new quarterback in. That's going to be number 10. Number 10 heels it deep. And the Raiders are there. Hayden Galvin, the sophomore, strong safety, able to get the interception. Running it back, still breaking tackles. Wow, this is a top 10 play. Past the 30-yard line down to the 31. That's the way to close out a half. Now that was incredible. That was actually Jakari Harrison, the quarterback in for the Raiders. But great job right there. Number 14, Landon Altore. The strong safety, he was able to tip that ball away that led to the Hayden Galvin interception. So either of the guys would have gotten the interception, but that was key. I mean, finishing off the half like that, what do you got to say about that?
Well, it looks like the Raiders are starting to gain some real momentum here. Hopefully they can carry that into the second half and bring it back after the halftime.
Well, yes, this does signal the end of the first half. We'll be back with a halftime show in just a bit, but the score is 13-all in this matchup between L.A. Pierce and Moorpark College.
Team Hannah. The Moorpark cheer squad just tossed out In-N-Out Burger t-shirts into the crowd.
Awesome. Would you like a slice of pizza? Yeah. Would you like a slice of pizza? All right. We just got some pizza for the broadcasting group. Would you like some? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Raider Halftime Report, sponsored by UCLA Health. It begins with you. My name is Ryan Ketchum alongside Wyatt James. We were your commentators for the first half action, and we're back with some second half action. But quick, we have a little halftime report. Ray Thomas, of course, a great running back, but Mark Martin, he was the man, number 5. He was a man amongst boys. I mean, 230 pounds of muscle. Well, what do you see from him in the first half?
Yeah, well, Mark Martin, honestly, like you said, he's a big guy. It's something that we've been focusing a lot on this game, and you can definitely tell how he gets through that defensive line, how he is able to carry the ball so far, and it's definitely a huge asset to the team, and most of their points are due to that strength,
And speaking about Mark Martin, you also have Tanner Darling. Tanner Darling is putting it right on the money, and also with the wide receivers. I mean, Vincent Corso had some nice catches, but Tanner Darling, how is he so good right now? Of course, all those pass attempts, he's just nailing the guys right on the numbers where you want to see it.
Yeah, well, like we talked about, how he's like the diverse quarterback, how he's able to, if he sees something going wrong, he's able to take advantage of that and make a rush for it and be able to carry the ball a couple yards. And definitely he's an aggressive player. We've seen that while he's been able to sacrifice his own body and his own strength to make sure that the team is successful. I think that the other players will look at that and definitely be encouraged by that.
Yeah, exactly. When you see your quarterback making plays as he does, you are definitely going to be pumped up.
Yeah.
And a few mistakes from him, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you had that interception. You had Anthony McLean with the fumble right at the 1 yard line.
A lot of fumbles this game.
If you're Mike Stewart, what are you telling your team? Of course, you're trying to get them riled up. You're trying to say, hey, we cannot have any more fumbles. What are you telling your team at halftime to be able to come out and just hold on to that ball and make some good plays?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like you'd be encouraging the team to, yes, keep up that confidence, but also, stay calm. You have the ball, protect the ball. That's where you're at right now. So I feel like it's a lot of that. It's a lot of just a lot of encouragement towards that.
Definitely, and I'm looking forward to the Raider defense coming out strong. Actually, Richard Watkins, number 90, the big boy, number 2.
Yeah.
He's 325 pounds at 6'1". He really came out. He was a big shiner out there. That big boy. I mean, when you see a guy coming at you like that, it's just incredible. So, what are you looking for to him? I mean, he's kind of in that nose guard position.
Yeah.
He's right there on the defensive line. He's just breaking through the offensive line. How is he going to be able to do that in the second half?
Hopefully, he'll just keep up being the strength of the defense, holding back that Pierce offense and really being an asset to the defensive side.
Definitely. Well, I hope it's going to be a good half. We'll actually be back in the booth in just a bit. So thank you very much, everybody, for enjoying the Raider Halftime Report, sponsored by UCLA Health. It begins with you. We'll be back with second half coverage in just a bit. Hello, everybody, and welcome to second half coverage of your Moorpark College Raider football. The LA Pierce Brahmas and Moorpark Raiders are tied at the start of the second half, 13-all. My name is Ryan Ketchum, play-by-play commentator, alongside Wyatt James, color commentator analyst for you this evening. We're back with some action. The Brahmas will be kicking the ball off to start off this third quarter. And once again, with a tied game, it's almost like they're starting from scratch. I mean, 0-0. It's almost like they're starting a whole new game in this half. The kick is deep. Was received right around the 2-yard line. Has some blockers in front of him, running to the middle. A nice cutback to the near sideline. Going to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Vincent Corso, number 20, with the kick return touchdown for your Raiders.
Wow.
But I know I just got really excited, but don't get too excited because there was a penalty flag. I got to contain my excitement a little bit. I don't know about you, Wyatt, but I was excited to see that.
It looked clean so far, but so it looks like it was a good block by Justin Mitz there as to clear the way for Vincent Coro.
Yeah, Vinny Corso, that was a great return. Unfortunately enough, there was a penalty flag, as we just said. Hopefully it's against the Brahmas, though, so that Moorpark could get that touchdown, but it looks like it's not going to be against Pierce.
Looks like those referees are pointing towards the Raiders sidelines.
Mike Stewart trying to get an explanation as well. He's running down on the field. I mean, I would want an explanation too when I got a guy like Vinny Corso coming in and getting a kickoff return for a touchdown to start off the second half. I want to know why he's getting called back.
You know, the play looked really clean, so it'll be interesting to see what they call here.
The ref is spotting the ball at the 40-yard line. It's going to be holding. A holding penalty. Wow. That is unfortunate.
After the penalty, the 1st and 10 Raiders.
Still, even though they will not count the touchdown by Vinny Corso, it will be a 1st down and 10 at the 40-yard line. So they will be at the 40, so still great field position.
Yeah, still a good position for those Raiders over here.
They'll actually be in Brahma territory, so Anthony McLean will be the running back in the game. Tanner Darling will be out there. Nico Lima. Graves is also there. For your Raiders, Ryan Matlock will also be a wide receiver on the far sideline. It's going to be a 1st down and 10, ball at the 40-yard line of the Brahmas. Darling is under center. Fake handoff to Anthony McLean. Play action, able to get around the defense. Throwing it deep, down the middle to Ryan Matlock, but it is broken up. Woo. That could have been a big play right there.
Again, though, for Tanner, even though it was unsuccessful, he was still able to be very agile and get around those defensive backers that were coming at him.
Lawrence Coleman, Jaquez Hewley were on the coverage team. It will be a personal foul, roughing the passer against the defense, as you did see the yellow on the field once again if you were looking in the middle of your screen. So it will be another penalty. At least it's against Pierce, though, because Moorpark has not been able to get the upper hand on most of the penalties this game.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you can't blame it on the rest because it's the Raiders that are getting the penalties against them, so they're doing the illegal moves, but still it's kind of nice to see it switched up a little bit.
Yeah, let's hope that they able to clean up their work here.
1st down 10 at the 25, handoff to Anthony McLean. McLean getting some good blocks on the near sideline. Going down, a good block, trying to reach for the end zone, but out of bounds inside the 5.
Great run by McLean. Some clean blocks there, especially by Lorenzo Bernardi.
That was a great job right there, setting up. Wow, a 1st down and goal at the 3-yard line. We have been here before as the Raiders in the first half. Quarterback keeper, no, it's going to be a handoff to Anthony McLean. McLean brought back in the backfield. It's going to be a tackle for a loss.
McLean still able to show some incredible strength there to get past those defensive linebackers.
It's going to be a loss of 1. It looks like they might be going back to that Wildcat offense. As you see, running back on the field is number 6, Edgin Bata, and number 5, Mark Martin. Those are the 2 people in the backfield that you have seen for this Wildcat offense. So don't be too surprised if you see Tanner Darling go into the wide receiver position, and yes, he does just right now. Called it from a mile away. Here comes Bata. Bata rolling on the near sideline, in for the touchdown. Moorpark Raiders.
Great move by Bata. Really agile, able to get through those holes. Great blocks by defensive linebackers.
19-13 with that touchdown for the Raiders. Great job by Bata, able to run right in there. Bata swing, and he swung for the touchdown. Of course, different sports, but still, I'm going to say it. We're gonna mix up baseball and football together just for fun.
You know, they're both American sports, so they wouldn't get away with it.
Exactly. With just over 13 minutes, 30 seconds left, here comes the extra point PAT attempt. It is up. It looks like it's through the uprights, and yes, it is good. 20-13, Raiders back in the lead.
Great set by Vincent. Great delivery.
And your
Yeah, Vinny Corso getting, he's kind of the man that's, he's the placer. He's the one that has to grab the football, place it down, laces out, and he does it incredibly. That's what he's been doing all his career, even at Westlake High School. Even though the usual person to be right there placing the football is the backup quarterback, so we would see number 13 Dax Blinn from Westlake, but we are seeing another warrior, and we just saw Vinny Corso. He's put in some great work tonight. So marching down the field pretty quickly, it looks like the Raiders offense pretty good so far in this second half. I mean, they just started at the 40-yard line, but still, starting off with a touchdown, that's always what you want to see.
It looks like they got some great momentum that last quarter when they got that turnover.
Looks like there's a new return man. It's not going to be the usual suspect. We always had Benoit back there, number 29, but it looks like we're going to have number 2, Sterling Salguero. The lights are coming out here at Moorpark College because it is turning into nighttime, and with these big lights, it is a little difficult to see the numbers, so it does look like Salguero's back there.
It is a beautiful night out here.
It is a beautiful night. We can't argue with that, and the temperature, it is hot, but not unbearable, I will say.
Yeah, definitely a nice, cool, hot day.
Exactly. He receives it at about the 12-yard line. Makes some good moves down to the 30, almost a hesitation move past the 30, down to the 32-yard line. And my apologies, that was actually number 8, Joseph Branch. 31-yard line is where the ball will be spotted.
Branch has showed to be a really, really good wide receiver this game for the Pierce College.
This will now set up a first down and 10. Ball at the 31-yard line, their own 31-yard line for the Brahmas. Brahmas set up. They have their other quarterback in. As you saw at the end of the half, he threw that interception to Hayden Galvin. But the new quarterback, Jakari Harrison, 6'8", 200-pound freshman out of Coconut Creek High School in Pompano Beach, Florida. Pompano Beach, that sounds like a nice place to be, but he just handed the ball off straight to Salguero.
On the play.
Not going to be a big gain on the play. He's brought down close to the line of scrimmage. It looks like there is a penalty flag, though, that they're going to be discussing. And yes, it's going to be holding on the defense. It's going to be a defensive holding penalty. That's what, at least that's what the referee pointed at. He pointed towards the Moorpark side. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of assurance out of these other refs.
Yeah, it looks like.
But yes, it is going to be defensive holding against the Moorpark Raiders.
It's another foul against the Raiders this game.
Holding, number 10 is the defense. 10-yard penalty is up.
It's going to be against number 10 on the defense, Drew Mathis, the 6'4", 235-pound redshirt freshman defensive end and outside linebacker. I mean, that is Jordan Flack size, so we're great to have another guy like that. That will now set up a big first down and 10. They moved those chains pretty far at the 46-yard line where they set up shop. Harrison, a bad snap, goes back to pass. Pass is complete. It's on the far sideline. A nice move. Oh, wow. He's trying to do an and-one mixtape with these moves.
Harrison's pass complete.
That's complete. It looked like that was number 81, Amari Smith, the wide receiver, 5'9", 185-pound freshman.
Yeah, some really good work by Amari Smith, but the defensive line was able to take him down.
Now, I don't know about you, Wyatt. Have you ever seen an and-one mixtape?
No.
Okay, well, I'll tell you about it, and I know us audience members might know it. And-one was a basketball. And-one mixtapes is basically, it was street ball, and your main objective was to break the other person's ankles. And it looked like he watched a lot of that because he was breaking ankles and taking names. Harrison, the ball is snapped, but yes, just as you said, Wyatt, there are a lot of flags. It's probably going to be a false start against the offense. And yes, it is going to be a false start against the offense, so they'll be backed up about 5 yards.
After the penalty, ball will be placed at the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 11.
It's going to be 2nd down and 11, ball at the 45-yard line. 12 minutes, 15 seconds left in the third quarter, 13-20. Moorpark Raiders winning by 7.
This has been a strong game for both teams' offenses, especially. Both quarterbacks have really been able to deliver.
Harrison in the shotgun formation. Fake handoff. He should have just handed the ball off. Wow. They come in there. Richard Watkins with the big hit. Number 51 was also there, Cameron Townsend.
Yeah, Cameron really was able to hop on that quarterback and take him down, get that sack, get a good advantage for these Raiders.
Cameron sent him out of town. Townsend with a big play. Brings them back all the way to the 40-yard line. It's going to set up a big third down. It's going to be 3rd down and 16. Ball at the 40-yard line for the Brahmas.
3rd and 16 from the 40-yard line.
Harrison, shotgun formation, drops back to pass. He has the rush coming at him, but he launches it deep to the middle. And they cannot get it to him. Number 14 was the only guy in the area, but that was Landon Altore. That was a Moorpark Raider. That was the only guy in the area. And I know that you can't see this, audience members, but there is some lightning here tonight. We can definitely see this is a summer storm. We have some lightning coming towards the left side of your screen, so it might light up this night sky, because out of the corner of my eye, I have been seeing that light up for about at least 5 times.
This weather in California right now is simply just strange weather.
I know, it is
Rain,
very strange.
108-degree days. Unbelievable.
Now back to the game, setting up a 4th down and 16. They will be punting the ball. Vincent Corso, number 20, back there to receive the punt. And yes, he is the same guy. He's that main man that got the kick return for a touchdown that was called back, but there will be penalty flags, delay of game against LA Pierce. That will bring them back about 5 yards. Doesn't really matter, as it was just in the first half. Same as this one. They had a 4th down and 8 that went to a 4th down and 13. Now they had a 4th down and 16 that went to a 4th down and 21. You're not going to see them go for it. I mean, that's going to be an interesting play call. Almost blocking that punt, though. Vinny Corso is going to have to fair catch that one, and those hands are doing him well tonight. He catches that one at about the 23-yard line. It looks like they're going to actually place it at the 22.
Yeah, Vincent Cora has really proved to be a strong wide receiver for this team. So let's see how they can do on this offensive side.
Yes, he is a strong wide receiver, so hopefully he'll be able to come out. I mean, his punt return skills and kick return skills are just incredible, especially with what we've been seeing with that kick return for a touchdown. Unfortunately, it was called back, but still, those wheels that kid has, it's incredible. If he was in Madden, he'd have that turbo speed button all the way up.
A lot of really agile and quick people on the Raiders team this year.
Darling in the shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Anthony McLean in the backfield. 11 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. 20-13, Raiders in the lead at home. Darling hands it off to McLean. McLean stopped in the backfield, but he's still up on his feet. He's running to the near sideline trying to make a move, but he is shook. Wow, that was a big hit.
That just shows how quick McLean is, how he was able to get out of that one tough position and just run around to the side. Unfortunately, defensive got it.
I mean, you're right on that. He definitely has some speed, but once number 6, Josh Pierre-Louis, sniffed him coming, I mean, that was like a shark in blood-infested waters. I mean, he was ready for that. He smelt that blood, and he just shook him up.
Yeah.
He even did a little bit of taunting move with clapping in his face. That will now set up a big second down to 14. Darling back to pass. Pass is completed. McLean, a little running back screen. That was actually a pretty good play past the 25-yard line to about the 28.
McLean's speed has really proved to be good this game.
10 on the play brings us 3rd and 5.
It is going to bring up a 3rd down and 5, though, at the it would actually be a 3rd down and 6.
10 minutes left on this clock.
Darling in the shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers spread out wide, overriding the far sideline with 3 wide receivers rolling out to the far sideline. Passing it deep, Ryan Matlock is the wide receiver. No good, though. That pass was a little short.
Still, Darling was in pursuit when he threw that, and still his accuracy is just incredible.
Dimitri King, number 32, was there on the coverage on Ryan Matlock, and yes, throwing on the run. quarterbacks, I mean, it is hard to throw on the run, but it's even more difficult when you're throwing on the run on your on your bad side. When you're rolling out to the left and you're a right-handed quarterback, you have to fully throw your body the opposite way to throw the ball. So if you're rolling out to the near sideline, that right side of the player, it's a lot easier, but he had to contort his whole entire body just to get it off. He was feeling some pressure, but just not an accurate pass. It did have enough distance, but he needs to lead the wide receiver. So hopefully he'll plant his feet a little bit more. Now sets up a 4th down and 4. The Raiders are going to punt this ball most likely, unless there's a fake, but I don't see a fake coming in the near future. The punt's deep, calling for a fair catch at the 30. It is caught. Dimitri King right there that made the great play on the defensive side. He is back, and he just made that punt return.
Dimitri has delivered several great punts this game.
Yeah, Dimitri on the punt returns. He's actually a pretty good return man. Just about 9 minutes, 30 seconds left in the third quarter of action. The score still stands 20-13. Moorpark Raiders in the lead. It's going to be a 1st down and 10 ball at their own 30-yard line. They're bringing out their old quarterback, the starter that they had in the game for the majority of the time. That's actually Saavedra. Saavedra is in the shotgun formation. A handoff to Salguero. Salguero able to pass the 30 down to around the 33-yard line.
Looks like Kitchen got him down there again. 44.
Pick up a 4, 2nd and 6.
Actually, he's down at the 34-yard line, but yes, great move by Kitchen, able to make a nice defensive play, able to sneak right through the hole and catch him.
Kitchen has also been an extremely strong, good defensive man for the Raiders this game.
I almost feel like saying, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's a little saying that he says, "Can you smell what The Rock's cooking?" I mean, he's be cooking in the kitchen right now. Salguero gets the handoff past the 40. It looks like there's a fumble on the ground, but Brahmas are able to land on it. A little bit of a scuffle before they're able to call it off down at the 42-yard line.
It's in a lot of fumbles this game. I'm wondering what it is in the air right now.
Well, I can tell you it's probably lightning and heat.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they are struggling with holding on to the ball. All that sweat. And I actually just saw another flash of lightning.
I caught that one, too.
Salguero gets the handoff, and he's busting through the hole down past the 35-yard line. Excuse me, the 45-yard line. My apologies. I'm not in math class right now.
Looks like Justin Mitz there took him down. Was responsible for that tackle. Good work there.
It looks like the lightning. I just saw a flash. I didn't actually see the bolt, so it should be fairly close, but probably not close enough to have too much warning.
I know, we've been hearing those alerts.
It looks like it's more, it looks like it's further off in the distance. I just see that
8:20 here at Moorpark College. We're in the third quarter, and it is 8 minutes left on the clock.
2013 score still stands. Handoff to Salguero. Rolling on the far sideline. Almost hurdles a defender. He is tackled past. Looks like the 32-yard line is where they're going to spot it.
Salguero for the Pierce College has really been an asset and a quick guy for this team.
And Salguero is not just his quickness. Of course, his quickness does help, but just his awareness. He is seeing where the defenders are. He sees that if he's going to roll out to the far sideline, he is going to have to get to the outside. He has some nice juke moves. He's able to cut back in the middle. So great job by him. Great rushing. We do have a new man in the backfield, though. It looks like that's number 38 out there for the Brahmas, Sean Birchfield. He's a 5'11", 210-pound running back. And he does get the ball, but he's actually able to get a pretty nice gain, but only able to stretch it down to around the 30-yard line.
Looks like there's some tension with Cameron Townsend and one of the linebackers, defensive linebackers of the Brahmas.
About 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Brahmas marching down the field. 4 wide receiver set, 2 in the slot, overriding the near sideline with 3 wide receivers. You'll see that on the bottom of your screen. Fake pass. Oh, excuse me. That was actually a fake handoff. Rolling to the near sideline. Just keeps on running. He's chugging down past the 15, down to around the 11-yard line. Great run.
Yeah. Savager really took that initiative there to see that opening and take it and use his defensive work to really be agile and quick through that hole.
Severda, he's definitely looking at the holes, and he saw that the defense was coming off to his right-hand side, and of course with him seeing that, of course he's going to see that because that's not his blind side. So that was a great play by him to be able to escape to the near sideline and get past a few defenders. This will now bring up red zone action at a first down and 11. Excuse me, a first down and 10 at the 11-yard line. Pass is complete straight over the middle. Great tackle, though, by the Raiders.
It's like Landon Torrey.
He's been everywhere tonight. He actually had that pass deflection that led to Hayden Galvin's interception in the second quarter.
Strong safety there.
Now brings up a second down. It's going to be a second down and 5, ball at the 6-yard line. Deep in the red zone territory of the Raiders. Trying to get another score up on the board, down by 7. We are now back with fourth quarter action. Ryan Ketchum, play-by-play commentator, alongside Wyatt. And Wyatt, he is our color commentator analyst for you this evening. Wyatt, started the fourth quarter, it's all tied up.
Yeah.
What are you looking for out of this?
Well, it's, like I said, it's, like you said earlier, it's a whole new game. It'll be interesting to see what kind of momentum each team has going into this.
Darling with the big pass. And it's incomplete, but there is a penalty flag down on the ground. Now, Wyatt, I got to ask you, what does it feel like to have 2 first names? Wyatt James.
Wyatt James. Well, actually, I have 4 names total.
4 names, okay.
Wyatt Morgan Lee James.
Oh, wow.
All of which are first names. So I could really pick which one I want to go with, but I think I chose Wyatt.
Hey, Wyatt's a great way to go.
After the penalty, ball will be placed at the 21.
It will be neutral zone infraction on the defense. So it will be Moorpark Raiders football, first down and 5. They're going to be placed at their 21-yard line, so just outside of the red zone. They're going to go with the Wildcat offense once again. Bata, go for it! And there is a penalty flag once again, but he just drags the defense past the first down marker. It looks like it will be brought back, though.
Incredible, the strength of Bata and Mark Martin this game. Both have showed just to persevere, just even when the defensive line is just intense.
And even with that perseverance, you get some big runs, but then you get some big penalties off of those, and it was another holding.
31-yard line, first and 15 Raiders.
It is a bummer, but they will be brought back to the 31-yard line, so they will lose 10 yards on the play, so it will now be an even bigger down. It's going to still be first down, of course, but it's going to be about first down and 15. Excuse me, it's actually going to be placed at the 30-yard line, so first down and 14. They're going Wildcat offense once again. I would love to see a pass play, though, because the defense is sagging off right now. Bata going on the far sideline. Wow, he hurdles a defender.
Just the height of that jump is incredible. His hamstring strength is just, wow.
I mean, the vertical leap to be able to hurdle a defender. Hurdling is always a little bit dangerous because when you hurdle a defender, you're like a wounded duck out there. Anybody can get you.
Yeah.
Your legs can get taken out. Your upper halves can get taken out. You can land on your neck. So it's a very dangerous play, but lucky enough, Bata was okay, and Bata's back at the quarterback Wildcat offense. Only able to get about a yard on the play, though.
No game this time. Brings up
No, it actually looks like he's just able to get back to the line of scrimmage, as we see Anthony McLean back in the game, Vincent Corso, Cameron Prentice-Brown, Christian Graves, Ryan Matlock, all entering the game. Nico Lima is out. Tanner Darling is the quarterback in. Of course, as I just said, McLean will be in the backfield. It's shotgun formation, and there will be
Timeout.
Yes, it will be a timeout. You are right. It's a timeout. L.A. Pierce. So we'll be right back with you in just a few moments with some more fourth quarter action in just a bit. Now, welcome back, everybody. It's going to be a third down and 3 for the Moorpark Raiders inside the red zone of the Brahmas. Trying to get this first down. There's going to be a big first down. And it looks like it will be neutral zone infraction, but the pass is still thrown. Tanner Darling cannot get it to his main man out there. Looks like that was Cameron Prentice Brown. No, that was actually, yes, it was Cameron.
Yeah.
It was actually Ryan Matlock. My apologies.
Yeah, Ryan over there.
We cannot see the wide receiver numbers too well.
On defense, number 11.
The lightning has seemed to stop tonight. No more fear of that.
I'm not seeing too many flashes out there off to the left side of your screen, but when you saw that play, it looked like that was more of neutral zone infraction. They called it encroachment. Encroachment usually is where the defender touches an offensive player when he does go past the line of scrimmage. Of course, you got to wait till the ball is snapped, but on encroachment, you usually got to touch someone. But there were a few people that went across the line of scrimmage. It could also have been neutral zone infraction. It's still going to be against the defense, though, so it will still be a penalty. So Moorpark Raiders will get a first down, which is always nice to see at the 14-yard line, which will be a first down and 10, even closer inside the red zone.
It looked like Eric Mateo was hobbling off the field. Looks like he had a small injury in his ankle.
So yes, it's going to be a first down and 10, ball at the 14-yard line. 13 minutes, 20 seconds left in the game. In this fourth quarter of action, the score is still tied up 27-all. So this is a big-time play. This is a big-time drive that we're going to see with the next few snaps. Tanner Darling still the quarterback in the game. 4 wide receivers, 2 in the slot, overriding the near sideline with 3 wide receivers. Pass is completed. Wide receiver screen to Ryan Matlock. Ryan Matlock trying to make a spin move. Out of bounds, though. Almost getting to the 5-yard line.
Looked like Aaron Smith was trying to clear the way for him, but didn't quite get number 21, Justin Castell, out of the way to get the tackle.
As you see, coming in the game, Bada's back in. Ooh, that's a Bada man.
A better man than you.
Hey, I can't lie about that one. I cannot say anything about that. He is definitely, especially with the way he's been running tonight. Edge and Bada. Here goes the Wildcat offense, rolling to the far sideline. He has everybody's there. I mean, all the Brahmas knew what was happening. That Wildcat offense, they've been running it all game, so it will be a big loss, about a loss of 4.
Looked like he didn't get the yards he wanted, and that defensive line didn't hold up.
Exactly, and as I forgot to say, it was a first down and goal at the 5-yard line, so now it'll be a second down and goal at the 9-yard line, just to make sure everybody knows what is happening right now. Ryan Matlock on the bottom of your screen, Cameron Prentice Brown right next to him, Vincent Corso right next to him as well, and then we have Christian Graves on the far sideline on the top of your screen. Darling looking for a man. No men are open. Pocket is closing. He's still up on his feet. He's still breaking tackles. Going to the far sideline, trying to stretch forward. Down at around the 3-yard line.
That just shows Tanner Darling's skill. Makes him a dual threat. It's just incredible and unstoppable. He got past at least 3 defensive men, and it's just so quick and so aggressive there.
I mean, usually for dual threat quarterbacks, you look to run. You look to you still look to pass, but you look to run. And Darling, when you look to run, is usually a planned play, and when basically what the offense does is they know to block for you. So Tanner Darling, they didn't even block for him, and he was still able to get those yards. So great job. He's a new breed of dual threat quarterbacks, as Bada's brought down for a big loss.
Yeah, it looks like that's Lima up there. Oh no, my mistake. Bada.
They need to switch up this Wildcat offense. I mean, I'm shaking my head up here because it is a great offense to run. It is a great set. But when you have Wildcat after Wildcat after Wildcat, run after run after run, the defense knows what's going on. Yeah. They're not even gonna attempt to guard Tanner Darling. They know that he's not gonna get the ball passed to him. So they need to switch it up, throw some pass plays with the Wildcat, try to do some Tim Tebow-esque offense back in Florida days and when he was on the Broncos. Not as much on the Patriots or Eagles.
No, of course.
Or Jets.
Yeah, they definitely have been seeing that Wildcat position all night, and they're accustomed to it. They know what's going on.
And that field goal attempt is good, giving the Raiders another 3 points. They are now in the lead in fourth quarter play. 10 minutes, 40 seconds left on the play clock.
This is going to be a close game here. A lot of anxiousness for both teams, and it'll be interesting to see how this last 10 minutes plays out.
As we have a little bit of a break, we're going to thank a few more of our sponsors like Los Robles Hospital and Medical Center. Well within reach, only at Los Robles Hospital and Medical Center. Cricket, something to smile about. Cricket Wireless. Stonefire Grill, where community is served. Stonefire Grill. IBEW Local 47, Southern California's life-powered for 125 years. IBEW Local 47. Latin Auto Group, family-owned and operated for over 45 years. Always close to home. Latin Auto Group. And the Hats, serving world-famous pastrami, burgers, dogs, chili for 67 years. The Hat. Go get yourself some pastrami. And after this game, go to Custom Pie, where actually, of course, this is going to happen after every home game, but Custom Pie will have a Raider happy hour, so make sure that you go over there to get yourself some pizza, get yourself some grub. It's going to be a great time. Everybody will be there for post-game. We will also be there, so make sure that you go to Custom Pie, the best wood-baked pizzas in Ventura County, only at Custom Pie.
It's a good place over there, Custom Pie.
Yes, I've been there multiple times with broadcasting last season. They got some good pizzas.
Yeah.
The kick is kicked deep down around the 13-yard line. Ooh. He's taking it back, some great blocking, some great elusiveness down to around the 40-yard line. So a big-time run, a big-time return by Destra Benoit.
Yeah. Destra Benoit has really proved his speed and his agility during this game.
Score is now 30-27, of course, after the made field goal attempt by the Moorpark Raiders. Brahmas coming back into the game, starting off a 1st down and 10, ball at their own 40-yard line. Saavedra Salguero still back there. Salguero gets the handoff, got some blockers in front of him. Can't find a hole though. Brought back down at about the 41-yard line.
Looks like that was Townsend again, Cameron Townsend that took down that tackle. 285 pounds, so this fella is pretty scary if you're facing him.
He's a big guy. He definitely, Cameron Townsend sent him out of town. And that was a good job by him. That was a great tackle. 10 minutes left and counting in this game, 30-27. Brahmas trying to march down the field. Trying to communicate to his wide receiver, but he is running the ball past the 50. In for a 1st down and into Raider territory. That was Saavedra.
Saavedra looking for those passes, but not quite able to find anyone open. He took it himself. Quick thing on his part.
Forced out of bounds by Hayden Galvin.
Hayden Galvin. That's that name again, that bad man, number 17. He had the interception back in the 2nd quarter. A great player, great strong safety. I mean, he is just incredible out on the defensive side, and he has been incredible last season and this season. Of course, he's one of the returning starters for this football team out of Oaks Christian. Saavedra handoff to Salguero. Salguero, a nice move, able to avoid the defense down to the 42-yard line.
On the run, tackle made by Hayden Galvin. Pick up a 5 on the play, 2nd and 5 from the 42-yard line.
It's going to be about a 2nd down and 5 from the 42-yard line. Brahmas are trying to really hit them with that run offense. The run offense has been very well for them, working really well for them in this in the 3rd quarter, but this 4th quarter they're trying to regain that. They're trying to make sure that they make that a standpoint where they are going to run the football. Saavedra to Salguero once again. He has some nice blocking in front of him. Down at about the 37-yard line. That's the line of that's that 1st down marker. So great job by him to be able to get the 1st down. Raiders have to step up on that though. They need to stop that run because they've just been running amok on them ever since the 2nd half started. About 8 minutes, 20 seconds left in the 4th quarter in this game, 30-27. Raiders in the lead. Saavedra in the shotgun formation. We got a new running back in. Once again, he's been showcased this game. Got some blockers in front of him. Able to go past the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. It should be another 1st down.
That's Mickens again.
Marquise Mickens, the running back, number 22, getting a nice gain, but he will be spotted at the 28-yard line, so just 1 yard shy of the 1st down. 7 minutes, 40 seconds left and counting. 30-27, the score still stands. This is coming down to crunch time. I mean, if the Brahmas score here, the Raiders have to respond. So
yeah,
this is definitely going to come down to the wire.
They're definitely getting the downs that they need to get the yardage.
They are getting the first downs like crazy, and once again, that was that man, number 22, the running back, Marquise Mickens, the 5'10", 210-pound running back. He's also from University High School in Orlando, Florida. We've mentioned a few guys from University High School, so they were able to recruit well, at least at that high school alone.
Yeah, a lot of blood from Orlando out here.
Maybe they brought the heat to us.
Hey. You know, let's blame it on that.
Handoff once again. Mickens down around the 20-yard line.
Carry. Pick up a 3 to the 20-yard.
Mickens is a strong running back for the Brahmas.
Yes, he has been really strong so far. He has been getting some nice rushes. I mean, they've just been killing it on the ground. There's no doubt about it. This now brings up a 2nd down and 7, ball at the 20-yard line inside the red zone for the Brahmas. Got Mickens in the backfield. Severda is in shotgun formation at the quarterback.
Ooh.
Tries to throw to the tight end, and that's a first down. Down around the 6-yard line.
That looks like a great tackle by number 14, Landon Altori.
Salvido's pass complete inside the 10-yard line. Ball will be placed at the...
That was Travis Kuntz.
First and goal.
Number 85, the tight end, the big boy, 6'6".
Travis has definitely been having some great plays, great rushing plays this game.
Yes, he has. 6 minutes left in the game, 30-27. Raiders still in the lead, but the Brahmas are knocking on the door of the end zone. Once again, same formation, handoff to Salguero. Salguero tried to go straight up the middle, but he is pushed back by that strong Raider defense.
Yeah, there's just so much of a mush pile going on there. You couldn't see what was going on.
It's always when you have piles like that, the offensive line is trying to push. They're trying to push that running back further towards the end zone, and the defense is doing the same thing, but just the opposite. They are going and they are pushing back, and they are making sure that the running back does not gain any ground. So it is basically just a matter of strength. It's a matter of how much lower body strength you got, because these guys out here, they're pushing with all their might. Those squats are definitely coming in handy out of the offseason.
Gotta get those squats in, Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. Bringing up a 2nd down and goal.
Ooh. Oh.
Mickens, it looks like he is just around the end zone.
Picked up the fumble.
They are not calling it a touchdown just yet. There was a fumble.
Looks like they got that touchdown in there.
Yeah, I did not see a referee put his hands up, but yes, it will be a touchdown. Brahmas. Wow, this is definitely going to change the course of the game, but once again, that was number 22, Marquise Mickens, the running back. He's 5'10", 210-pound freshman.
Looks like the Raiders got about 5 minutes left to pull this together.
Now, as we know in sports, 5 minutes is a lifetime.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 minutes, even with just just with 3 timeouts actually for the Raiders, it is a lifetime in there as the extra point PAT attempted is up, and it is good for the Brahmas. The score is 34-30. L.A. Pierce in the lead, so Raiders are going to have to come back to score a touchdown to win this game. And as we have a small break in action, we're going to thank a few of our sponsors once again. We have In-N-Out, freshness you can taste. In-N-Out. Harley's Simi Bowl. They're presenting College Cosmic Night every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to midnight. $8 with a college ID and $12 without a college ID. Only here at Harley's Simi Bowl. You can visit them at harleysbowl.com. Harley's Bowl, they are the leader in bowling here in Simi Valley, in Camarillo, and the Valley, so make sure you check them out. Powerade, fuel to power through, only at Powerade. Corner Bakery, proud to support all scholar athletes at Moorpark College. Corner Bakery. Now we're back with some fourth quarter action. 5 minutes left in the game. Now Wyatt, 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
What are you looking for this Moorpark Raiders offense to come out? I mean, they've been running the Wildcat all game. What are you looking for them right now?
You know, Tanner Darling has quite a responsibility on his hands right now. Let's just hope that the rest of the team is able to support him through this, and running backs Ryan Matlock, or my mistake, wide receiver is able to get him in there.
Yeah, Ryan Matlock, he's great at blocking, but as you mentioned, as a running back, it is a little confusing because he was a star running back over at Newbury Park High School, so we just made the change. So you definitely will be calling him running back a lot as we have a squib kick. Anthony McLean able to recover it at the 20-yard line. Has some blockers in front of him at the near sideline. He is tripped up. He did not think he was going to fall. He almost hit his head on the ground at the 34-yard line.
Matthew Drake again there with that speed, trying to find the hole, but number 42, Vilas Ame.
He's able to come up with that big tackle.
Interesting name there. Number 42, Ornatus Fulls Ame.
Yeah, Ornatus Fulls Ame.
Encroachment on the kicking team.
There will be encroachment on the kicking team. Interesting. I think they're meaning that their formation, they were a little too close, so of course that is going to be called. But excuse me, that was the kicking team, they did say. So the kicking team, that actually is where the special teams players that are on the kicking team, they got the kicker and they got the whole line of defenders. When they're running out on special teams, they cannot pass the ball before the kicker kicks it, basically. So they definitely made a mistake there, but
well, it's in the favor of the Raiders. So
it is.
That's good for us.
I will definitely take it. First down and 10 ball at their own 39-yard line for the Raiders.
Ooh.
A play action play rolling out to the far sideline.
There he goes.
He has some space in front of him, but he fumbles the ball. It does not look like it will be a fumble because he did hit the ground, but they do take it. That is a fumble recovery. There is a penalty flag, but don't be too surprised if this is brought back because he touched the ground. I mean, I'm surprised that they'll call that a fumble because it looked like his elbow hit the ground. Of course, Tanner Darling, he's usually very good at keeping the ball in his hands, but it looked like he hit the ground, and that's what made the ball pop out, and that's definitely not a fumble. So we'll see what the refs are thinking about in this. They did call a penalty flag, so a lot of stuff to sort through for these refs right now.
We'll see what they come out with, but yeah, Tanner Darling was on the ground from what it appeared.
Yeah, Tanner Darling was down on the ground because he had the football. He did fumble it, but as I've been mentioning, it looked like he hit his elbow.
Yeah.
But when you hit your elbow on your ground, you are fully down. You're fully down on the ground. You can't get back up. And it did hit. The Brahmas did hit him. Yeah. So it was forced down by contact, and it was forced out by the ground. That's definitely not a fumble in my book. So, of course, we did not have a good enough angle as the refs did. I'm sure the referees will make the right choice.
Looks like it's in the favor of the Brahmas.
Tanner Darling is, of course, arguing with the referees because he says that his elbow did touch the ground.
I don't know how that's going to affect the Raiders really badly here.
Interesting why they called it Brahmas football, because they called a personal foul against L.A. Pierce on Tanner Darling. Tanner Darling had the football, so once you call that penalty, that should be Moorpark football right away. That should be Moorpark football. The fumble shouldn't even happen. If there was a penalty right away, that should be called down. It shouldn't even be called Brahmas football. So, interesting play. Of course, they did call a penalty, a block in the back against L.A. Pierce, so that's why they will be brought back a little bit. They'll be brought back a few yards.
Yeah. Let's hope that's not a discouragement for the Moorpark Raiders here. Let's hope that they're going to be able to carry them through the team. And that looks like Ryan Schmerbeck took down the lineman. Took back the running back. My apologies.
Excuse me, on the last assessment of the personal of the penalties, both penalties actually occurred after the fumble. That's why they called it still Brahmas football. It looked like they were going to call a penalty when Darling went down, but since they called since the penalty was after the fumble still occurred, of course.
So they said the fumble was good.
Yeah, fumble was okay. So both penalties occurred after, so that's why the Brahmas still had the football. There will be another penalty, though, against L.A. Pierce, so we'll bring up a second down and 20.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'll actually bring up a first down and 20. First down and 20, ball at their own 25-yard line for LA Pierce. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left on the game clock. 34-30, Pierce in the lead. Pass is incomplete. It looked like that might have been behind the line, behind the quarterback, so that could have been a fumble as well. So they will call it down. They will call it incomplete pass. So they will be spotted once again at the 25-yard line.
Let's just hope that this defense here can hold up 2 more down so that we can get that punt.
Second and 20.
It's going to be a big second down and 20. I mean, these conversions are hard to get. They're probably going to pass it. I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised if they go back to their running offense, though, since they've had so much luck with that. Saverda.
Looks like they got the shotgun formation here.
Saavedra is in shotgun. Drops back to pass. Looks middle, but it's another drop pass. Wow, drop pass after drop pass. Wesley Torre with another one.
Again, another good break for the Moorpark Raiders here tonight.
I wonder if Pierce is sponsored by Butterfingers because, I mean, they just cannot hold on the ball tonight.
Oh, savage.
But now that brings up a third down. It's going to be a third down and 20. Still at the 25-yard line for the Brahmas.
This defense needs to hold one more down.
And 20 from the 20.
Third down and 20. This crowd has to get into it because, I mean, this is a big play. If you got a big play tonight, everybody's got to be cheering.
Crowd's going crazy right now.
Pocket is collapsing, rolling out near sideline, and he's there. No sack, though. Wow. That looked like he was going to be brought down. Moorpark was there.
Moorpark. It was a good call on him tossing it away, though.
Excuse me, that's actually Schmerbeck. We keep mispronouncing that. I mean, that's an interesting name. I mean, that's an incredible name, though.
Schmerbeck, hey, you know.
If I had to call a name in any sport, I mean, Schmerbeck is definitely one that I would love to call.
It's it's not elephant dung shoveler, so it's nothing like that.
True. I mean, that would be
a hard one.
That would be an intense name, elephant dung shoveler. I mean, I've never heard a person with a name like that, but if someone had that, I mean, like a nickname, that would be amazing. This now will bring up a fourth down and 20, and of course, obvious punting situation with 4 minutes left. This will give Moorpark the ball. A high punt. Vincent Corso will call fair catch. 41-yard line is where the ball will be placed.
Good call on Vincent's part.
Almost the same spotting, almost the same field position as they had last time. So, hopefully there's no fumbles once again for the Raiders, and they could be able to get a nice drive going. They need this right now. This could be the last drive of the game. I mean, if they're able to work it correctly, what I would do if I was Mike Stewart, I would take my time, but make sure that they are effective plays where I get good chunks of yards.
Yeah, and you know, that turnover could have been just what they needed to just kill that time that it would take to finish this completion and get this touchdown.
Darling I formation. Handoff. Looks like Anthony McLean, he has some room in front of him, goes for the stiff arm. He has full steam ahead of him down to the 21. First down, Raiders.
Wow, that just shows his strength. It took 5 defensive men to take him down, 5 to get McLean down.
When you have a man that large with that much speed behind him,
there's no stopping him.
I mean, he went 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. He's almost like a Porsche out there. I mean, 5 seconds, that's not too fast for a car, but you know what I'm saying. If that's for a human, that is definitely fast.
I hope that gave the Raiders here the momentum it would take, as long as no mistakes are made, no fumbles. Everything's done clean and smooth.
First down and 10, ball at the 21-yard line, handoff to Anthony McLean once again. McLean going past the 20 into the red zone. Down at the 18-yard line, 3-yard gain on the play.
4 brings up 2nd and 6.
Good work with McLean there again. Unstoppable.
Yeah, he is unstoppable on the ground. It's just an incredible job by him, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Looks like Vinny Corso is pointing to his knee a little bit. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully it's just a sign to the coach and not an actual, hey, my knee's hurting type thing.
Yeah.
They're starting a Let's Go Raiders chant with the cheerleaders. Hopefully the fans get into it because this is one of the biggest drives of the game, if not the biggest. Darling, handoff to McLean. McLean, he is brought down. There's helmet on the ground. Watch out for that. When there's helmets on the ground, you definitely have to watch out. That could be big.
Looks like Looks like Bada's coming in.
Now Big Bada.
Big Bada and
Bada.
Martin's coming in for Vincent.
I would probably pass on this play though. If you go for that Wildcat offense, they know it already.
Yeah, that would looks like they're doing shotgun though right now.
They did. This is a different formation.
This is a different.
Because when they have the Wildcat formation, they're in a separate formation. Then they go in Wildcat. It looks like they're not in that now. As a handoff to Martin. Martin trying to go ahead. No knee touch the ground, so it should be a first down at the 10-yard line.
Well, let's see what happens here.
And that will be a Raider first down.
All right.
David Mello, the 6', 295-pound freshman defensive lineman out of Lake Howell, Lake Mary, Florida, is down on the ground with an injury.
Again, I think that's the 5th injury tonight, the 4th for the Brahmas. This is just a game record for these, not a game record, a season record for these players if these injuries are intense.
Hopefully he's okay, and it does look like he's okay. It looks like it might have just been a loss of breath or kind of a little cramp. He just had to get his wits about him again and get back up off of the field. That will set down a first down. It looks like it's going to actually be at the 11-yard line. It looked like it was going to be a first down and goal, but they are still saying a first down and 10 because there are both first down markers. When it is a first down and goal, you don't have that second first down marker, as you can see at the top left-hand corner of your screen.
Like 3 timeouts left for Moorpark, 1 for Pierce.
That is a big advantage for Moorpark because Pierce, when you're marching down the field, when there's basically no time left, you need those timeouts.
Yeah.
So they're just going to keep running down the clock. If I was Mike Stewart, I would take as much time as I can on these next few plays. 1 minute, 55 seconds left and counting. It will be a first down and 10 ball at the 11-yard line. They're saying 10. It's kind of 10 and a few feet. I would kind of say 11 though. Vinny Corso's out there. Mark Martin with the hand. Mark Martin busting through the defense, and he hurdles over a defender. It looks like there is a flag. They do call it touchdown, but it will be a flag.
Again, Mark Martin just with that strength beating through that defensive line.
It will be against the offense, though. It will be another penalty, so we will see that down once again. Unfortunately, it will be a first down and 20.
After the penalty, it will be first and 20 from the 20.
So it's going to be about first down and 20, right around the 20-yard line. It looks like their placement's a little bit off. They got to get it at about the 20-yard line, but they're going to place it at the 19, so I guess we'll take that one. Same formation, 3 wide receiver set. Actually, the tight end is kind of acting like a receiver, so we're just going to say 2 receivers, 1 tight end. Darling, pass, back to pass. They give it to Bada. Bada, full head of steam right in the defender, down past the 15-yard line.
Bada again with that strength. Wasn't able to look at it for any other holes, but it was still strong through all of that. 1 minute 30 left on that clock.
That brings up a second down. It's going to be about a second down and 14 ball at the right around 14-yard line. It should be the 15-yard line, so it's going to be a second down and 13.
Well, it looks like 81's coming out.
Yeah, Cameron Prentice Brown, wide receiver. You also got Vincent Corso. You got Graves in there as well at the bottom of your screen. Handoff, Mark Martin. Martin trying to find a hole. He should have just went on the outside, but he tried to make a hole for himself, so he will be brought down to the 12-yard line for a pickup of 2. Remember, the Raiders need to score a touchdown on this drive. They're down by 4 points. A field goal will not do, so they need this with only 1 minute, 24 seconds left as the Moorpark Raiders do call a timeout. We will come back with fourth quarter action in just a bit. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. 3rd down and 12 for the Moorpark Raiders. Coming back inside the red zone. This is that red zone action. You got Darling in the shotgun formation, a 4 wide receiver set with 2 in the slot. Vincent Corso, number 20, is the man in motion, the slot receiver, moving to the middle of your screen. Darling can't find anybody, looking left corner of the end zone. And it's a touchdown! Touchdown Raiders! Raiders score! Oh my gosh! Vincent Corso with the big touchdown!
Wow, what a throw for Tanner Darling there, and Vincent being in position and executing that perfectly.
Wow! Vinny Corso coming up big. You cannot get a bigger touchdown than that. Your first college game coming out, getting almost a kick return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
That does get called back, unfortunately. But then getting a nice catch. He gets both feet inbounds. A great play right there by Vinny Corso for the pass of Tanner Darling.
Wow, yeah, that's incredible for this game right now.
Darling just served Corso up with a nice dish. Oh my, sweet cherry pie. That was a great pass. Here comes the extra point. PAT attempt. It is up, and it looks like it's no good. He went far left on that one. So the Raiders only lead by 2 points. Brahmas can come back and kick a field goal to win the game. So Moorpark's got to really step it up on defense here, Wyatt.
Yeah, if that defensive line breaks to like the 50 or the 40-yard line, they could really be in danger of that field goal.
They really need to step it up. I mean, junior college football, you will see kickers do have a leg.
Yeah.
But 50-yard field goals are a little difficult.
Yeah,
so if the ball is placed at around the 32-yard line, it's going to be about 50-yard field goal, because the place is going to be around the 40-yard line. That's where they're going to be kicking. So they need to get the ball inside the 30-yard line to be able to kick it. So the Raiders, they really need to step it up on this defense. I mean, it's a shame that they have missed 2 PAT attempts, and you know, I was saying in the first quarter how things in the first quarter will definitely show up in the fourth quarter as mistakes. Those 2 missed PAT attempts, they would have had a 4-point lead. Brahmas needed to score a touchdown. 2 missed ones. Now Brahmas only need a 3-point. They just need a field goal. As a deep, almost squib kick, and a little bit of a rough handle there by Beloy. Beloy trying to get around some defenders. He had some blocks in front of him. It's going to be a block in the back. There's the penalty flag. There's going to be a holding penalty. At least it should be a holding penalty. And he is tackled. Wow, that was a big-time tackle.
1 minute on the clock there.
45, Mason Rusnick.
Yeah, he was speed with that man.
That's a big-time tackle. That was almost like a wrestling move.
Yeah.
But as I did say, I saw that right when it happened. I knew the ref was going to call that. It's going to be block in the back. It's illegal.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 10-yard penalty, so it will still be fairly good field position. Actually, it's going to be from the spot of the foul, so that's very nice.
Yeah.
That's going to be a 90-yard field that they have to work with. So
with 1 minute on the clock.
Exactly, 1 minute on the clock. They have 1 timeout. This is going to be very difficult for LA Pierce to come back in this game.
Yeah.
Of course, they don't need to go all 90 yards, because, of course, 90 yards from the 10-yard line, that's going to be the end zone. So they have about a 60 to 70-yard field that they have to drive down. So Raiders, they need to step it up on defense. As you can see, they're having, it looks like a cover 2-man defense, and yes, it will be a cover 2-man. Mike Jones coming up. It's intercepted. It is intercepted.
Wow.
It is intercepted. Raiders have the ball. Oh my gosh.
Tavis James, it looks like, with that interception, an essential, a key play for the Raiders in this final quarter.
Wow, I don't know. You saw Mike. Wow, Mike Jones came up. He swatted the ball off for the wide receiver, and another deflection for an interception. There is a penalty flag. It might be basically an over amount of excessive celebration. That's usually what the penalty will be. But man, oh man, that was a big time interception. After the interception, it will be against the Brahmas. Wow, Moorpark Raiders with a big gain. The interception will count. 50 seconds left. Brahmas only have 1 timeout. This is a secured victory right here for the Raiders.
Yeah.
This is just amazing.
Yeah, this took a turn for the good for our Raiders right now.
Tanner Darling will line up in victory formation and just take a few knees. This is big time.
Crowd beginning to stand here as the final 50 seconds are on the clock.
The crowd does recognize this game, they recognize just the heart of the Raiders. They recognize how well they played out here, especially in the times that matter, which is the fourth quarter. And as I said, Tanner Darling in victory formation. LA Pierce could take a timeout right here, but that would kind of be a low blow. That would not be necessary. The play clock is quicker than the game clock, so they will have to snap the ball one more time. They just have to snap it right now. It could be 30 seconds because the play clock will go right back to 40 seconds and finish the game. But wow, that was a great turn of events at the end of the game. Tanner Darling still in victory formation to finish this off. 10 seconds left and counting. 36-34. Raiders are going to win their first game of the season. It looks like a Gatorade pass is going to the defensive head coach. Wow, they are definitely riled up on the sidelines.
So exciting to see the Raiders starting this season off on the right foot. Hopefully that momentum will carry out for their next game.
And hopefully it will. 36-34. That is the final score. Join us as we will have our Raider fifth quarter locker room post-game show in just a bit. But thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in with us. Just make sure that you stay tuned for our fifth quarter locker room report. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Raider fifth quarter locker room post-game show presented by Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far. I mean, this game, almost a loss of words. Coming back down, they were down big time. They were down 6-13 at one point. They were also down 34-30 in the fourth quarter. Coming back to win this game 36-34. I mean, and this defense stepped it up. That last drive of the game, well, what did you see out of the defense? Of course, they were able to get that interception.
The interception was the big one, and there was only one play really there, but it was still an essential play for that turnover, for that fumble, and then able to pick it up and turn it over to clinch this game for the Raiders. So super good on their part.
Exactly, clinching the game, and Tanner Darling, he finished off strong. Of course, there were just some great plays by some great players, but Tanner Darling, star quarterback, it seemed like he definitely deserved that victory.
Of course. Yeah, Tanner Darling, I mean, he was the strength of this game along with Mark Martin and Ryan Matlock. Like these guys on their offensive sides, like they ran the ball, they played hard, they fought hard, and look, it paid off. So.
And number 6, Bada. I mean, I've never seen a Wildcat offense be used so much before the Florida Gators. I mean, Florida Gators back in the day when they had Tim Tebow. He, of course, was a quarterback, but he'd run the Wildcat offense so many times. He was almost a quarterback and a running back, and Bada just did it tremendously.
Yeah, and that Wildcat lineup, while it was getting old, it was definitely effective when it was used.
It was effective when it was being used, and Bada, of course, just with such a big body, he was able to just do so much damage with it. But just to talk about Mike Jones real quickly, okay, so he was not used too many times during the game. He was out there almost the whole entire game, but coming up big time, big time players come up in big time plays. Yeah. He came up fourth quarter. He recognized that the Brahmas could still win this game with just a field goal. He came out, he swatted that ball out of the defender's hand. What did you see out of him that shows that leadership out of a sophomore defensive back?
Well, honestly, when you have someone that strong coming up as a sophomore, like, it's going to set an example for the rest of the team. It's going to be a motivator to encourage the players to step up their game to fight as hard as this guy's fighting. So
definitely, and he's fighting hard, but that was a heck of a win.
That was one game.
I mean, first game of the season, first game broadcast. How do you think? How are you feeling, Wyatt?
Honestly,
after this
I'm feeling good. I mean, if you look down, the team's excited that you had the Gatorade Keurig going over them, so over to the head coach. So it was exciting, and I'm excited with them.
Well, definitely, it was a pleasure. For all of our broadcasting team, we have Michael Grimes, who's going to be coming with us in the next home game on the 23rd. He's part of our broadcasting team. He's kind of the technical director. He does everything. So for him, Vance Manicus, he's the athletic director. Vern Vegso, who sets up this whole entire broadcasting. He's everywhere. He's just doing a tremendous job. For our camera crew, of course, Anna, she came and helped us on last minute notice. For you, Wyatt, and just for everybody here at Moorpark College, thank you very much for tuning in with us. My name is Ryan Ketchum, and we'll see you next time.